Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Recording in progress.
Welcome, snipers. Thank you for joining Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Ron. My partner is Dave. It is just after 11 a.m. Eastern. It is Monday, January 27th. So thank you guys for joining. I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate you guys joining me and your time that you're spending in the markets. So thank you guys. We have a extremely busy week in the markets. You guys have probably already checked out the news this week. So I'm sure most of you guys are aware, Wednesday afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern, we have FOMC, where it's an actual FOMC. It's not the minutes, it's not just the summary. It's actually we get a federal funds rate increase, decrease, or pause. We'll talk about that once we get into Forex Factory. At 2:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, we have Jay Powell coming into speaking all about everything, and it's our first FOMC of 2025. So it's a very important FOMC. It will create volatility, so please trade careful this entire week, especially on Wednesday, guys, during that FOMC, if you do decide to trade. Also, we have we'll go through the earnings this week. There is a lot of earnings. It is a busy week, specifically in tech, with the big tech names. So you guys are familiar with Tesla, with Apple, with Microsoft, with Google. Those big names will be reporting this week. So we have to know which days they're reporting. Is it pre-market, after hours? Does it affect the security or index that we are trading? And already this morning, there's already been a lot of news regarding tech. Some of you guys have already heard about it last night. Some of you guys right now, some of you guys have no idea maybe what the news is. But out of China, DeepSeek, there's a new AI that came out, and they kind of completely changed the game for AI. Can do it in about $6 million, where American AI companies are in the hundred millions. And so I don't know. It's just news in the markets. The markets took a big correction today, specifically tech. If we look at NASDAQ, which we will be doing, it took probably the biggest hit out of all the indices, because it's comprised mainly of tech companies, okay? And Nvidia is down. I can see it right now, down 15% right now. So we'll talk all about these things. So I just want to thank you guys for joining. Also, we're shifting focus from stock and options. Okay, we did it all week last week. I just wanted to see if you guys were interested, the engagement. It wasn't really there, to tell you the truth. YouTube wasn't really there. Zoom, maybe we'll just do it more privately with Stock Sniper Trading. You guys can get started practicing. I told you guys with the demo accounts, which brokers, platforms to maybe download and test it out for yourselves for a little bit, get familiar with the markets, and then we'll start dropping all the education and the live analysis. But for now, we're going to go forward just with Forex again in the futures, because most of you guys messaged me on the weekend and said, Ron, I don't have a live or stock market account. I have prop firms and futures accounts. Can you stick to analysis and trading on that? So absolutely. So this entire week we're gonna move again to Forex. So we'll be doing gold. Get familiar with gold, your gold charts. Get familiar with NASDAQ. We'll be doing indices. Get familiar with Dow Jones. We'll do S&P 500. We'll keep it strictly Forex, okay? And that's the plan for this week, guys. So let's get started. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's joining. I appreciate all of you guys on Zoom. Thank you, guys. I know that you guys have had a busy day. You guys have already been in the markets with Dave this morning. Pramila, welcome. Good morning. Irona, good morning. Welcome. Patrick, Sang, WCFX, welcome. Trevor, thank you for joining. Patrick, welcome. Thank you, guys. Captain Boom, welcome, guys. And everyone on YouTube, we appreciate all of you guys as well. Thank you guys for joining. Tony Gold, as always, thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Romel, thank you for joining all the way from DR, Dominican Republic. I appreciate you. Nathan, thank you for joining. Okay, guys, so let's get started. We're going to get started with gold when we get to the charts. This is something I just created on the weekend. This is the supply, all-time high supply, red box. So above, I just wanted to illustrate pending liquidity orders up there. That's why I have this money sign up there. Are they going to come up there and cut through this supply and grab those pending orders, make a new all-time high and drop it? So you can see how it was kind of created right over here on Friday. It was a bullish ignited candle. It traded right through that red zone. The all-time high, if you guys are aware, is right there, those two tweezer top wicks at 27.90. So the Friday's high was actually 27.85.86. It was $4 shy of hitting the all-time high or above. They pinned it. They stopped it. They kind of shut it down right there. There was a lot of offers, and technically it is a lower high from the all-time high, and they pushed it down where they closed it right there on a Friday. And then look at the gap down. So some of you guys saw on Sunday night when the markets opened up, it gapped down to 27.65 was open. They filled that gap by coming up green, 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 and it got rejected right at the bottom of the red box around 27.72. And then we have this big, large, bearish daily candle cutting right through. And it's right at the low of the day. Like if I was to even place a purple line, I would place it right there because there's absolutely no wick. So we're trading around 27.38, 39 currently. I want to see if they're going to take out this low right here on last Thursday, and that low is 27.35. Okay, and then what I would do, what we will be doing once I get to the gold charts, this is just a little preview. I would be focusing on this area where there was this high and this high, which created this double top right over here, and that's around 27.20 to 25. I want to see if the buyers of gold will step in here this week and prevent gold from continuing to drop down. Okay, because once we start breaking there's our trend line. Then we're going to start to violate the trend line, and we're going to violate this supporting area here. Okay, so I will do a fresh chart for everybody when we get started, but I just wanted to illustrate what we have up here. Pending liquidity orders, how I have it in a neutral box, and there's our pending orders. We also have it down here. Here's a good demand area on the monthly. Every time we come in here, it's going up. We came in here in November, it went back up. We tried to come back in there, but then the market created, depth of market created these higher lows and created this little uptrend we had over here, going into, again, Friday, and now it's coming down a little bit. Will it be just a short retracement and pull back up, or is the market going to continue maybe to push down and we have a bear week this week? And then I want to illustrate below the big green demand box. This is where our pending liquidity orders are. So just like we have above, we have the same similar below. So will they come out, if it ever trades back down into here, will they come take out that liquidity and then we go move our way back up? Okay, so make sure when you guys are charting, you guys are understanding your supply areas, your demand areas, your pending liquidity consolidation areas. Make sure you understand your points of interest on the daily, 4 hour, hourly, your shorter time frames, and we go from there. Okay, but let's get into the news. So today's plan is we will be doing gold. I will be doing NASDAQ. I will be doing Dow Jones. And I just have NVIDIA here just to show what's going on with tech. So that's the order, okay? So don't just spam the chat. Hey, Ron, can you do this? Can you do that? That will be the order what we are doing. We're doing gold, NASDAQ, Dow Jones. If you want Dow Jones, you're going to have to wait, okay? Because this is the order we're going to go in. Patience pays off in the markets, and patience pays off here. So let's talk about the news first. We always got to go through the news. We're not just going to jump into a chart and just start trading candlesticks. What is going on today and what is going on this week? So here is Monday, January 27. We had some European news in the market. We're moving into the North American session. We do not have much regarding North American news. We just had some new home sales at 10 a.m. Right here. And we go into some Swiss news in the after hours, then we move into our Asian session over here. Not much going on today. Tuesday, again, not too much news in Europe. If you're trading the London sessions, please monitor your specific currencies that you're trading, whether you're trading the euro, whether you're trading the pound. Make sure you understand your news. Is it high impact, low impact? Is it medium impact? How will it affect your trading? Always use proper risk management anytime you're trading. Then we move into Tuesday. We move into Wall Street. Wall Street opens up over here 9:30. We do have some 9 a.m. news. You can see that we don't have those big red folders at 8:30, that North American block. So we start to get some red folders at 10 a.m. that we got our consumer confidence report in the US. We'll see how everything is doing. How are our consumers in the US confident with what's going on right now with our new president, with consumer spending going out? I went to Chick-fil-A on the weekend. Holy shit. I spent like $80 for just grabbing my wife a salad. Me and my son, we got those chicken deluxe, and my daughter just a kid's chicken nugget meal. $80, guys, at Chick-fil-A. What the fuck's going on? Like, I don't know about you guys, but that's a shit ton of money just eating lunch for a family at a fast food restaurant. Like, it's not a fancy restaurant. It's just fast food. It's getting ridiculous, if you ask me. So if you ask me, my consumer confidence, I'm not confident with what's going on right now. It is ridiculous. Okay, the cost of inflation, everything it's really, 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 like, a lot of people around here are struggling to make ends meet. It's not easy, guys. Oh, Chipotle has more bang for the buck. Yeah, it's all the Chipotle we have is all the way the other end of the city. I gotta drive like 45 minutes to get there, so it's too far for me. Okay, let's continue going. And we do have some AUD, Australian news, for you guys. So if you guys are trading the Sydney, Australia session, you guys do have your 3 red folders as well, okay? And then we have an all-day Chinese bank holiday tomorrow. Wednesday, this is the big day. Please, everybody, pay attention to this day, or circle Wednesday, because this is going to be a volatile day, especially in the afternoon when we get over here to the FOMC. Okay, so it all starts again Wednesday in Europe. We have a lot of news coming out from Germany, Spain, lots going on over here. A lot of it is low impact, but when you have consecutive low impact yellow folders, it could be a little choppy because they're released, you can see, like at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So they keep coming out with news, so it might impact and cause a little bit of choppy trading or volatility, okay? Even though that they're low impact, still, when you have multiple low impact folders consecutively being released, it could cause for choppy price action. So just keep that in mind if you are trading London Wednesday morning. Now we start to move into our North American session over here, 8:30. We do have 2 yellow folders: goods trade balance, prelim wholesale inventories. We've got a British speaker at 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Our Bank of England Governor Bailey speaks. So again, if you're trading the pound, if you're trading the euro, this is probably going to be volatile for whatever is said over here by the Bank of England Governor Bailey. We move into Wall Street session, 9:45, and we have 3 red Canadian folders at 9:45. Bank of Canada monetary policy. It's unbelievable. I can't even believe this. The Bank of Canada rate statement and the overnight rate. They are looking to decrease another 0.25% here in Canada. It's unbelievable what's going on. So our previous rate is 3.25. They're looking to move the overnight rate to 3%. So that's a 0.25% forecast in decreasing. We'll see the actual number, what comes out here. Are they in fact decreasing, continuing to decrease? We've been decreasing month over month, big percentages. I remember just a few months this was at 6, 5.5, and it's kind of cut in half. So they're moving it quickly, and our dollar is the Canadian dollar has been dropping quite a bit. So maybe they got to do something to stimulate the dollar. I'm not sure. Okay, and then we move into 10:30 a.m. Then after this press release, we have the Bank of Canada press conference. So it's very, very similar to the US FOMC, but this is just the Canadian one. It's a little bit not as significant as the US one. So this is the one we'll be paying attention to. And then we also have our Wednesday crude oil inventories. If you guys are trading crude oil, make sure you understand your inventories. This directly impacts your supply and demand. Then 2 p.m. guys, we'll be hosting a session Wednesday. If you see on our schedule, there was just a typo. It says 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. and then it's got underneath, it's got FOMC from 1 to 3. Disregard the 11 to 2 session. That will be for Monday, today, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. There was just a typo there. We will do on Wednesday the FOMC session. So it's scheduled for 1 to 3 p.m. I might start it a little earlier, like 12:30. Come in 12:30, 12:45, so that we can get started. We can do our charts, we can analyze, and then we can get ready for the rate statement, and then we can get ready for Powell, and then going into Power Hour. Okay, so this is what is slated to happen over here with the US FOMC, our federal funds rate. In the US, they are in fact at 4.5%, and their forecast is no change. See how Canada is forecasting a decrease of 0.25%? The US is forecasting no change, a pause of 4.5%. We'll see the actual number here. We'll see, is it a 4.5? In fact, it is a pause. Is it 4.75? Who knows? Maybe they change it and it's 0.25% increase from this. What if it's 4.25? Then we're looking at a 0.25% decrease, and that will affect everything we're trading. So it will be volatile. Then we have at 2:30, after we get our rate, 30 minutes later, Mr. Jerome Powell, our head chairman of the FOMC, will come to the podium with his purple tie, and he will address the media, and he will justify or explain why they paused, why they decreased, why they increased, how everything is, how the labor market is doing, how inflation is keeping up, and all of these things. So he will justify the actual result over here of the rate, and then he'll take questions from the audience. Okay, and the markets will be moving while he's speaking, so it will be volatile, but we'll host that live, guys, so make sure to join us on Wednesday. Okay, and then we close up that day, and then we move into Thursday. Thursday is a very, very, very busy day this week, starting all in Europe. Again, we have those multiple low impact folders, but they are all very busy. So we got French news, German news, Spanish news, Swiss news, British news. So there's Italian news. There's a lot coming out in Thursday in Europe. And then we move into our North American block. We still have some European news, our main refinancing rate and monetary policy in Europe. So you also have a forecast of a decrease from 3.15 to 2.9. And then we get into our US red folders, our advanced GDP quarter over quarter over here. Our unemployment claims, our weekly unemployment claims every single Thursday that are released. We have our ECB press conference at 8:45. That's your European Central Bank press conference. We got pending home sales in the US, natural gas storage. And then it moves into our later sessions, our Asian Tokyo sessions over here. Bank of Japan are releasing all of their results as well. Okay, and then we close off the week on Friday. Friday, a little lighter day in the market, but one of the most important days as well. So don't forget about Fridays. Fridays are usually a very difficult day for some traders to navigate around, and we also get our PCE, which is very, very important to close off the week. So you got your European news, your German prelim CPI all day, but this is what I'm more concerned about. 8:30 a.m. Eastern, not so much even the GDP month over month in Canada. I will be watching that. I do live in Canada, but I don't specifically trade the Canadian dollar. So I'm more interested in these two US folders, the core PCE price index and the employment cost index. And then we move into Wall Street, okay? And during all of this, we have earnings. We've got pre-market earnings all week, and we have after-hours earnings all week. So I already mentioned that it is a big week of earnings, and those big household names will be releasing this week. So with all of this news and volatility, now we add on over here, we're going to add on our earnings. So this morning, we've already had some. SoFi has already released. So let's just look at the calendar this week. So this is where I just really look at it. So this morning, we had 10 before pre-market. We've got 22 in the after hours still to come. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we have 21 securities reporting pre-market. We got 33 in the after hours. FOMC Wednesday, busy day with Powell, and it doesn't get any lighter with the earnings. We've got 38 reporting right before Powell's FOMC, and then it starts to get heavy. Then we got 47 in the after hours, and these are our bigger tech names. Thursday, look at the continuation. 67 securities are reporting in the pre-market and 41 in the after hours. Then finally Friday, we got, again, a busy pre-market. 34 in the pre-market, then everything shuts down after hours Friday, going into the weekend, and this crazy week will conclude. Okay, so you can see we've got a busy week in earnings. Now what we can do is we can specifically go into the individual days and look at which days, pinpoint the days are our big names. So this was already reported this morning. We had SoFi. We pretty much predicted that they would have a beat. They did. They beat the earnings per share. They beat the revenue. They really beat it from 664 million to 734. Growth looks good. Surprise looks good. If you look at the security price right now, it's down with tech right now, but they had a really nice earnings. AT&T Corporation reported, and then we had our smaller regional banks this morning. Okay, let's move into after hours today. Again, let's look for the names that we're familiar with. Don't concentrate too much on WR Berkeley Corp if you have no idea what this is. Nucor Corp, Brown & Brown Incorporated, AGNC Investment. So again, are we trading these individual companies? Are you trading these that you need to know what's going on with these companies? Are these part of any indices that you're trading? Probably not. So I wouldn't pay too much particular attention on these securities. Let's move into Tuesday pre-market. These are some names, household names you should be aware of. Boeing, okay, so this is a big one. Boeing has had some problems lately. Last few weeks, last few months. So we'll see exactly. The earnings per share are negative. They're actually in the black right now. So negative 2.27. They're losing earnings per share. They're losing $2 and some change every per share. Their revenue is 17 billion. We'll see what actually comes out here. General Motors. This is a household name in the US, in Detroit, big three. I can see that Ford is up. I was mentioning, guys, to everybody, Ford in Detroit is Trump's kind of baby. He wants to stimulate the U.S. auto manufacturing. What better way to stimulate is in Detroit, Michigan, Motor Town. You've got the home of Ford, GM, and Chrysler, but now it's called Stellantis. It was trading sub $10 a share. Ford, I was mentioning it to guys to take a look at it after Trump got, and it's up a little bit in the green. On a red day, Ford is up. So that's how you can navigate around the stock markets and look for securities that are good, fair value, what's going on around the world, and you can start to figure out things. So General Motors is going to start to report. They make cars. Are they selling the cars? Are they making cars? Are there cars in demand? We'll figure it out over here. Royal Caribbean Cruises, okay? What's going on with vacations and cruises? Are you guys taking cruises right now? Have you guys been looking at the prices, tickets of cruises? Is it expensive for a family of four to go? All of this thing. Lockheed Martin, okay? So defense contractors. When there's war, there's got to be someone that can supply ammunition, tanks, military vehicles, missiles. These are your household names that supply all of these products. Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics, Boeing, Raytheon. So these are your names for defense. Continue to move down the list here. Again, will these have any impact on the markets? Absolutely they will. And they report pre-market, okay? Tuesday. Let's go into Tuesday after hours. Now we start to move into, I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with Starbucks. Starbucks, if you know in the news, they've got a new CEO. And where did he come from? He came from WCFX. He came from Chipotle. So he took Chipotle to a whole new level, and Starbucks was struggling. So they got rid of their former CEO and they brought in the gentleman from Chipotle to try and turn around Starbucks. So we'll see. We'll hear him speak on Tuesday after hours on the conference call, and we'll see what he says all about Starbucks and what they're doing. What do they have anything down the pipeline? How are they transitioning with a new CEO? Earnings per share 65 cents, revenue just less than 10 billion over here. So we'll start to see the actual number and see what happens over here. So we've got Starbucks. That's one of the bigger names here. Logitech, Lending Club, SAP. These are like names that I'm not even too concerned about these names. More so Starbucks on this day, okay? And then you can go through the entire list if you choose to and see if there's anything you're trading or anything that will impact the security you're trading. Then we move into Wednesday. Wednesday is FOMC day. Gets kicked off with pre-market earnings. ASML Holding, Progressive Corporation, T-Mobile. We had already AT&T. Now we got T-Mobile this week. General Dynamics. I was just speaking about the defense contractors. General Dynamics is a big one as well here. NASDAQ Inc. Yes, you can trade these companies as well. Okay, so those are Wednesday. Then 2 p.m. we have Powell. After Powell leaves, we've got Power Hour, the final trading hour in the markets. Then we have market close. Then we have after hours. Now, this is the day I would circle if I was all of you guys, because you cannot forget this day. Wednesday after hours is going to be probably the craziest day out of the entire week. Look at what we have. And most of you guys trade these companies, but sometimes some of you guys are trading NASDAQ. So I would pay particular attention to all of this. Now, ask yourself, today is Monday. Are you going to be holding a trade going into after FOMC, going into this earnings? Are you going to be out of the market? What is your plan? You got to develop a plan from today. You can't decide 10 minutes right before market close what you're doing. Have your plan right now. I'm trying to lay it out for you guys your entire week. Tesla is reporting at 4:05. So as soon as the market closes at 4 o'clock, 5 minutes later, Tesla is reporting. All of you guys are very, very familiar with Tesla. What have they been doing in the last 3 months? Have you guys been following Tesla? What have they been producing? What are they doing? What's in the pipeline? What's going on with Elon Musk? All of this, okay? They report, okay? Meta Platforms, same time, 4:05. They report. So Meta, formerly Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. What have they been doing for the last 3 months? They've been pretty busy. Also, it doesn't stop there. Same time. Look at all three of these big names, and they all are in NASDAQ and hold heavy weight in there. Microsoft reports as well. So if you're asking me, is it going to be volatile? Hell yeah, it's going to be volatile. Look at this. You got Tesla, Meta, and Microsoft all reporting at the same time at 4:05. If you're not in the markets and you just want to sit on the sidelines with some popcorn and watch what's going on, absolutely. Watch. See how the markets react. Watch going through in the futures market in the after hours trading. Watch pre-market Thursday morning. See how the market is moving, and then watch how Wall Street opens up Thursday morning, and then you might look for some possible trades. You do not need to trade right through earnings if you don't choose to. If you do, I'm telling you right now, it's a high risk unless you've been researching these corporations and you know what's to come. That's a different story. But some of you guys are just trading and have no idea that there's even a report of these. So then you're caught off guard. You're like, holy shit, why did I was buying and then the market just dumped for no reason, and it dumped hard. Or you were in a short and then it just pumped like Netflix the other week. So be careful. That's all I'm saying here, guys. You know, right here, you got Tesla, Meta, and Microsoft. It doesn't stop there. You got IBM, ServiceNow. This is a big name too. ServiceNow. Some of you guys are sleeping on this. This is a big name as well in the markets. Okay, Waste Management. Then we go to Levi and then smaller names down here. But heavy at the top, guys. Wednesday after hours. That's why Wednesday is a very, very. It's going to be an interesting day, starting with FOMC. Thursday, pre-market. Next day, doesn't stop. You got UPS, United Parcel Service. Have they been busy? Yeah, because what? What happened last quarter? It's been holidays, Christmas, deliveries. UPS, probably these guys have been very busy during the last 3 months. Remember, we're looking back last 3 months. From this date, 3 months behind. So then go through what months were December, November, October. That's the holiday season. Has UPS been busy delivering you guys your Christmas presents and things like that? That's the way you got to kind of look. You got to look backwards last 3 months, because that's what this report is, quarter over quarter. MasterCard, Visa, all of these credit card companies, holiday season. You know, not a lot of people are old school and walking around with cash and paying in cash, unless you're my dad, but some of us, all of us pretty much, use credit cards. So we just go blindly and just start tapping everything, not knowing what the hell's going on, how much our balance is, just tap and go. So MasterCard and Visa cards during the holiday season, probably a lot of people have been tapping their cards. So they might have good earnings per share, great revenue coming out of holiday season. Unless holiday season, consumers weren't spending. What if budgets were really tight and during Christmas time we weren't spending as much as we did previous holidays, because cost of presents are too high, cost of toys are too high, inflation is high. Maybe I got laid off at work and I don't have as much money as I used to. All of these things, you gotta kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together for everything. Blackstone, don't get this company mixed up with BlackRock. It's not, okay? So it's a completely different company, but I know that a lot of individuals get this one confused with BlackRock. Caterpillar, okay, so if you're trading US30 Dow Jones, Caterpillar is one of the securities in here. This is your big construction company, your vehicles, your big machinery over here. Nokia. What else we got? Southwest Airlines, smaller airlines are reporting, but your big names are UPS, MasterCard, Caterpillar. And then we move into Thursday after hours. Now we got the big name, Apple. Apple has been sitting consolidating for the past 3 months, not really moving. It's just coiling up. Like, there was a big move in the markets this morning. Apple's just sitting, just hasn't really moved. So I'm really interested to see what Apple has to say over here. It's been an interesting 3 months, past 3 months for Apple. So I'm really curious. I am an Apple shareholder. I've held this security since 2008, and I continue to buy the dips. It's been a great company to hold for retirement, and I will be listening here to the conference call. I will be listening to the CEO to see what is in the pipeline, what he is saying, what happened the last 3 months, what is going on, and just listening for clues over here. So Apple, big name, probably one of the biggest names in the entire planet. Okay, so they will be reporting at 4:30 Thursday. Earnings per share $2.36, looking for revenue of almost 125 billion quarter over quarter. We've got Intel Corporation over here, so Intel computer chips, all of that. Visa, so we had MasterCard, now we got Visa. In Canada, you got the railway, Canadian National Railway Company, and we go from there. Okay, so you can see we've got a lot of tech names reporting this week, and then we go into finally Friday morning, ExxonMobil Corporation. So Donald Trump, how many times have you heard him drill baby drill, drill baby drill? ExxonMobil. Okay, so these are an American company over here, American oil company. So we will see. But remember, Trump just took over now. So this is the previous 3 months. So maybe 3 months from now, when we're talking about ExxonMobil again with their report, now it's going to be under Trump. So then we'll see what has Trump done in 3 months going forward. So right now we're going in February, all of February, March, April. Next time we're talking about ExxonMobil will be early April, and then we'll see. Have they been drilling? What has the U.S. been doing? Have they been putting tariffs on countries? Did you see what he did with Colombia last night? Is the guy reckless, or what is going on? Like with Canada here, he wants to put those 25% tariffs. I don't know. Is it good trade? Is it bad trade? Everyone has their opinion. We can debate it, but I wouldn't do it with your neighbor. That's like me with my neighbor next door and making him my enemy. Why would I want to do that? He is such a nice guy. When I'm streaming, sometimes on a snowy day, he's out there snow blowing my driveway and things like that. He's a great guy. Why would I want to cause problems with my neighbor? So Canada is a friendly neighbor with the U.S. We supply you guys with a lot of your raw natural resources and supplies and products, and now you want to play that tariff game. Like, if you tax us 25%, we can turn around and put 50% tax on you, on steel, on lumber, on oil, on all of your necessities that you guys need, raw products. Okay, so if that's the game that needs to be played, maybe two can play. Some countries will not stand for it. Not everyone's going to just bow down to Trump. So that's just me saying. I'm not a politician. If I was, I don't know if I would bow down to Trump. I would bump heads with him. And then after hours, Friday close. We relax. We drink a glass of wine. We smoke a joint. And we have a good Friday night. Okay, so that's this week's earnings. Pretty busy, guys. Okay, Yahoo Finance right now in the news. Bank of Canada likely to cut rates another 25 basis points, give tariff impact analysis. So this could be their cutting in order to, if Trump is going to, in fact, he's saying February 1st, this weekend, in fact. So if he puts 25% tariffs, maybe in order to combat that, we got to decrease the interest rates over here. So we'll see. Some of you guys have been hearing about this company, DeepSeek. It's been in the news, this Chinese chip company over here. NVIDIA's US $465 billion DeepSeek route is largest in market history. So if you want to read right now, this is mainly why tech is down. Okay, if you are wondering why NVIDIA is down, why the big tech names are down, start to do some research on this company right here, DeepSeek. So this is what we got going on in the news. Bitcoin dropped to an 11-day low amid the tech sell-off. Canadian dollar weakens benchmark yields, slips. What else we got here? Coffee gains as Trump's Colombia tariff threat shows supply risks. Okay, so if you love your Colombian coffee, I do. Like if you go to Starbucks, their beans are those Colombian beans. We can't get those in America. We can't get those in Canada. They have to be imported from Colombia. So Trump, if you heard last night, when sending back all those planes and things like that, put 25% tariff, and then Colombia responded with 50% tariff. And these are products that America needs, unless you guys don't want to be drinking your Colombian coffee anymore. But you can see how that game can be played both ways. It's not good. Nobody benefits from that. Maybe short term, yes, but long term, nobody really benefits from that. Trading should be fair trade. None of these games. Because two can play these games, and it's not good for. At the end of the day, it's not good for me and you. We're the ones that are going to get screwed. Not Trump and not the Colombian president, this, that. Me and you are the one that are going to get screwed at the end of the day. We're the one that are going to have to pay more out of our pocket. Not Trump, not the president of Colombia, not the prime minister of Canada. They are already wealthy. They're already rich. It's you and I who are going to pay for this. It's not good for anybody. Okay, so here it is. DeepSeek AI triggers the sell-off. What it means for big tech, the Magnificent Seven. You can read right here. click on the article and read all about it. Okay, you can see this is all in the news today. DeepSeek, Nvidia heads for record sell-off on China's DeepSeek worries. I can see right now Nvidia is down. Like a lot of these companies, look at down 15% right now. That's a lot. If I'm looking to shop for Nvidia, I'm waiting to find the bottom. Absolutely, look at Nvidia. It's trading at $118 right now, down 17%. Holy shit! Look at this. Look at where it was trading at. It was trading last week up here at almost 150. Look at the big dump. Look at it, dump. This is a daily candle. Look at where it opened. It opened at 125. It came up. There's our high, 128, and they're dumping it. Look, it's down to 117. This might look like a good opportunity to maybe start to buy, but I'm waiting for this thing to bottom out. I don't know how long this news will last. Will it continue for the next few days? We have FOMC coming up. So I'm putting this on my radar that, yeah, absolutely, I want to buy Nvidia, but I never wanted to buy at the all-time highs. So this is a good opportunity to start maybe a small position, feel out the market once everything settles down. But you can see over here on the daily, there was good support built in this block right here. So what I do is I figure it out around here, 115, stretch it into the future. Maybe we will dip down in here. Maybe that might be an opportunity where the market settles down and reverses back up, or we might continue dropping. Who knows? But this absolutely is on my radar to look to start another position. AMD, AMD, I was looking at a position at 120. Now I guarantee you it's even trading lower than that. AMD 115 right now, it's down another 6%. Okay, we had it charted right here. See where it came up, respected this. I was seeing, will it push above the supply area? No, it was a Friday, was a sell-off day, and look at where they gapped it down. We're trading right back in that demand. It held 3 times here, wick, but now on this news, will it continue breaking? So AMD might be a good time to look for a position once we finally figure out where the bottom is, because you can see it's pushing down, but eventually it will find a bottom. Okay, so we're not talking about tech here today. We got to go over into gold. Oh, Pramilo, sorry, you have to go back to bed. You have a fever and pneumonia. Take care. Drink lots of liquids. Get a lot of rest. Pneumonia is nothing to be playing games around with. But a lot of rest, a lot of liquids. And hope you feel better, and we'll see you in a couple days. Okay, guys, so let's start our analysis with gold. We're going to move to NASDAQ, and then we're going to move to Dow Jones. Okay, so the market is still pushing down. So I'm going to start with a fresh chart, guys. We're going to do all top-down analysis, and we're going to start from there. So if you guys on YouTube don't mind hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel for your daily fix of market news, analysis, and trading, we do appreciate it, guys. Thank you. And everyone on Zoom, I appreciate all of you guys still with me, paying attention here. But let's go. So let's now shift focus to gold. XAU USD, okay, we're in a commodity now. What is going on with gold? You can obviously see the big daily candle pushing down. So what we need to figure out is, where can we find some areas of support or demand where it might find some buyers? Or is this thing going to just continue free falling? Okay, so we don't need, we can stop our analysis. Today is a very bearish day. You can clearly see that. We're trading at the low of the day. If you're buying right now, you're buying the low of the day with this huge bearish candle coming down. So when we start to dissect and go into the hourly and in the shorter time frames, then maybe we're going to start to see what's developing. But right now, if you are trying to buy, look at what you're buying against. This heavy candle coming down from the all-time high supply. So where's the all-time high supply? Right there. Those 2 tweezer top highs at 27.90. I grab it right in there. So, and then I make it red and I stretch it into the future. So I can see exactly Friday. That's why I had that analysis of that forecast coming down. Friday, we traded right in there. We could not penetrate and break out from 27.90 and create a new all-time high. It stopped $4 short at 27.86 and they pushed it down. And then you can see the gap down on the daily, fill that gap, and now we're pushing down. So I had the huge demand area on my chart down in here. Obviously, we're not coming down here anytime soon, but just want to make you guys aware of this zone. If we ever do get down there, that might be a good opportunity to pick up gold again. We're not there. There's other areas that I can figure out. Right here is one. Okay, so over here, this was resistance. Right over here. That was all resistance. Now I can bring it right in there, make it red, and continue to bring it across. I can see right there resistance. That looked like that breakout right there. Came back down. Again, we broke out again. That created that double top up there. Came back down, closed below this zone, pushed down. So if I stretch this across, I can see that the green volume now is above this area. So this zone is green. It's a higher low zone from my big one on the bottom. There might be pending buy orders in here, but we are nowhere near coming down here yet. You know, we might reverse over here. So what I'm looking at is this zone right here. This one might be more immediate. You can see how it was holding support right there. Then it turned to resistance right there. That big red bar. That was when Trump got inaugurated or elected, whatever. November 6th, right there. That was when Trump, the elections, and then the market took down, came retraced right back up and held below that, pushed down. If I stretch this across, I can see I caught that 5-day uptrend right there. There was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on gold, closed right in there, and then they pushed it back down. So it is still supply. Again, we came up here again. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, and then Thursday they shut it down. Friday they brought it right back down. So why don't I continue with this theme and bring it across into the future? And we are trading above it, so it's green, but we have that large red candle making its way down. So in this block, anywhere from 27.05 up to 27.15 is a demand area currently, okay? So that's pretty much good enough. But if I want now a point of interest, okay, to draw like a yellow line, look here, over here, this is a good point of interest. There's a body, a body, a body, a body, a body, and a body. I've got wicks above, so I can keep it consistent with either the bodies or the wicks. So what I do is, since I'm talking about the daily, I use a yellow line on the daily as a point of interest. Let me just, sorry. Okay, so that's my point of interest. Right over here, a daily point of interest. So you can see one daily POI. Okay, and you can see it's at a nice psychological level, 27.49. I would target that kind of 27.50, that psychological area. So what can I do? I can manipulate this yellow line. I can bring it down. I can bring it up if I like. I'm going to come and I want to touch these two wicks and kind of maybe keep it concentrated right near 27.50. Okay, so you can see how now it's representing exactly 50% of today's bearish red candle. See where we opened and it's coming down. We're taking out this low right there and we're dropping. So there's about 50%. So right there, if today's candle was to close around here, we've located 50%, and it's not just we're guessing, we're looking to the left of the chart over here where it created the left shoulder. There's the right shoulder. There was the all-time head that broke out. There's your head and shoulder pattern. Left shoulder, head, all-time high breakout, push down, right shoulder completed, and drop. Okay, so that is a point of interest. If the buyers of gold can bring it back up and close it above 27.50, then we might have momentum to continue to trade into that all-time high supply box. If not, we're going to make our way down here. And this yellow line, if we close down here, this will be resistance. Point of interest resistance. I didn't write it on this because I want you to understand that this is a static line and the only thing that changes is the volume is variable. So if we close below here, this is a daily point of interest of resistance. If the green candle comes back up to here and gets rejected, it's resistance on the daily. If the green candles come back up and they push through this and close above it, I'm not moving that line. That line is static, but now it will represent daily support. If it comes back down, I'm expecting this point of interest to be a green support line and then come up like that, okay? So that's how I'm going to do this. I don't have time to write resistance, support, and switch it every single day. I'm going to keep it point of interest, and it's up to you guys to understand that the volume is variable, and it will, if it closes green, it's support. If it closes red down here, it's resistance. Pretty basic, guys. I've been talking about this for over 5 years now. I'm sure that you guys got this now, okay? If you don't understand what I'm saying, then join us on a couple calls and you will understand what I'm doing here. Okay, so another point of interest is I'd like to place a yellow line right here at the break of this low, Thursday, January 23. That was fresh last week right there. Okay, so you see right there, another daily point of interest. Okay, now we're breaking below it. Will today's daily candle close red below here? If it does, this yellow line will in fact be resistance. I know it's short because the volume is right there and it could come right back up and close, and then we're going to see if we can fill this imbalance. So here's my imbalance fill from 27.36 on the daily back up to 27.50. When it gets up there, I judge whether it can go a little higher or it comes back down. Okay, so we pushed, we took out Thursday's low, we took out last week's low. Gold is still bearish. Okay, if we continue to drop even further, look what we have here. I've got a wick, equal low wicks right there, and then it matches up with this wick and it matches up with this wick. So one more point of interest, and it's at that nice area that I like, 27.25. So it's that quarter increment, 25, 50, 75, 100. So I'll place one more point of interest right here. Okay, and then it'll either hold here. If not, then it's going to come down into our green demand box. And then this is where probably the big buyers will be pending in there. Okay, so let's just go over today's daily candle and from last week. Last Friday, they gapped it down, bullish, ignited candle, filled, very strong day on Friday. And then it made that Friday high, but look how short it is from the all-time high. So technically that's a lower high, $4 short from the all-time high. And the market maker said, we're stopping it there. We absorbed it and we're pushing it down, which they did. And they closed it right there. Still closed with a bullish volume, but had a high rejection wick. And then over the weekend, shit happens over the weekend. And then look at what they did. Sunday, they gapped it down where it opened. So that was our opening price. That is also a point of interest on the daily. So, and it's at 27.65. So again, I place a yellow line where we opened today. And what happened when we opened? Gold was initially green. It came up green, it filled that imbalance, and that's our high of the day, right below our red box. So I have a purple line at the high of the day, right there. Okay, so that purple line is our high of the day. And let me just make it look fancy for you guys. We'll write in here. So that is our high of the day. If we ever do get up here. Okay. And then got pushed down. So we got a lower high right off the bottom of the supply zone. And we have this huge candle. Okay, we come down right back to where we opened, and then they continue to push it down, red. So the sellers engulfed Friday's green volume. We kept falling down to this daily point of interest right here. There was no wick, didn't stop there. So the sellers kept pushing it down, full red body candle. We took out the low of last Thursday. That's why I have it as a daily point of interest, and took it out. And now this is where we are. So I can see a tiny wick on the bottom of today's candle right there. So that's our low of the day, 27.33. So I'm going to place a purple line so that I know that currently this is the low of the day right now. Will it hold? I don't know. Will it keep pushing down? Possibly. But right now, as of 12 p.m. Eastern, this is our low of the day. Okay. Now, after that analysis, today is a very bearish day on gold. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to dissect this daily candle into the hourly now. Okay. We'll get more now information. So you see how my daily pivots don't move. Okay. They're there. Now I'm looking at the hourly candles. So I can see exactly how the hourly candle, when it came down here Monday, 2 a.m. pre-London, look at when it reversed. It reversed right there at London, 3 a.m. I always tell you guys, pay attention to the important hours of the day. Important hours are 8 p.m., 9 p.m. That's your futures Tokyo session market open. Always follow what happens at right here. Here's 2000 military time. That's your 8 p.m. futures market. Huge red candle. Pushing down. This is when it pivoted and reversed on the hourly. London session. Keep an eye on always, I tell you, 8, 9, 10 p.m. That's 8 a.m. is your COMEX market open. 9 a.m. is your Wall Street. 10 a.m. is kind of your new 4-hour candle with American news. So then you can see how gold retraced back up. London, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and then came back to the high of the day, and then they started to drop it 7 a.m. Here's COMEX, 8 a.m., here's Wall Street, 8 a.m., and 10 a.m. pushing down. If you were to figure out where 50% of every hourly candle was, you can see that it's continuing to push down, continuing to push down. So you can trade with the volume as it's going down. Yeah, there was some wicks here where the buyers bought, but you still have a hanging man candle and still 50% of that volume. If I was looking there, they didn't penetrate up to it. So then it just kept falling. So this is now our hourly candle, 11 a.m. That's going to close in 45 seconds right now, and it's at the low of the day. So are we going to now find maybe a bottom at noon and reverse back up? That's what we got to see, okay? So do we have an hourly point of interest that I want to watch? As soon as this hourly candle closes in 30 seconds, I'm going to figure out where exactly 50% of this volume is, because that's going to be my new point of interest to see if the buyers at the low of the day can bring it back up above 50% of this red candle. Pablino, should we sell US30? I have no idea. I am on gold for the past 20 minutes. I got no idea. What do you want me to tell you? I haven't even looked at a US30 chart. Guys, please pay attention. Holy shit. I will get to US30, but right now this is gold. What do you want me to tell you? You want me to just guess and say sell or buy? And then what do you oh my goodness. Okay, so we've got the opening and closing price. I use a white line for the hourly, right there. White line. I can put it in, and that represents hourly. I'm just guessing that that's 50%, but let's not guess here. Let's bring a Fibonacci tool, and let's be absolutely correct. Where is 50%? From the opening price to the closing price, I can see, sorry, I gotta figure out where it is in 1 second. Okay, so there's my 0.5. Pretty much bang on where I had it, around 27.38. So that will be my hourly reference, point of interest, to see if there in fact is going to be a change in momentum. If not, it's still bearish. Like we might retrace back up here and continue to push down. But for the hourly buyers, right there, I have now a daily point of interest. They got to get above, and there's my hourly. Okay, so that's my hourly point of interest. 1H right there. Okay, so what I can do is I can see maybe I can put a block from that wick, same distance down, or I can use my Fibonacci tool to figure out a red zone, just like that. Okay, so that gives me now a zone, not just a particular line. It gives me a zone, a little bit above, a little bit below. I'm going to make it red and bring it across the chart into the future and see if the buyers can in fact bring it above here. Maybe I need to see like two bottoms being created. Well, I might see maybe a V bottom recovery come back up. Maybe they push it back down. Maybe it comes down here, then we push. Maybe we close above here and then we retest this and then we start to maybe see a little bit of a reversal, or we're just going to continue maybe pushing down. Okay, so I can see now maybe we're going to consolidate at the low of the day in here. If we break the low of the day, the purple line, I do have a daily right here, but what about this black chart in between? If I look to the left of this chart, you see this is how it traded on the hourly, in between the purple and the yellow line, and right there's a point of interest on the hourly. There's a wick, body, and a wick. So somewhere around here, and look at the number, 27.29 and 75 cents, 27.30. So let's keep it consistent with a nice whole psychological number, 27.30 right there, and place our white line. It's an hourly point of interest. So if they do now come down, take out the low of the day, take out the liquidity down there, maybe it gets saved right here. And then that might be a good starting position to reverse the market right here. If I look at the RSI, we're getting really oversold. We're down to 30. So, but sometimes it goes 30, it goes 27, 28, dip down into here. So this is where maybe it might pick up. So what I like to do is I like to put my a little bit above, a little bit below, and create like a green zone there. So I'm trying to capture it if it comes in there to give it a zone. Okay, so you see I'm creating my own zones, and now I can see it might just consolidate in between these critical areas, low of the day, this daily point of interest, or this hourly. So if it wants to continue to consolidate in here, I leave it, and then I'll figure out what happens above here or below here. Okay, so that's how it is on the hourly. We will go into the 5 minutes. And this is how it's trading on the fives. Okay, so fives have been completely just pushing down. There's push down, consolidation, bear flag, drop, pull back, but you can see how it's not closing. This green volume is not closing above anything. Then it continues to push down. They push it down. Right there was a big push at 9:30 Wall Street. It did come up with that Wall Street volume, but again, couldn't close above these. These are all lower highs, lower highs. If you draw a trend line, you're still trending down. It's still pushing down, pushing down, pushing down, pushing down, and still pushing down. So if I draw a trend all the way from kind of up here, keeping it kind of consistent, holding, keeping it consistent, keeping it consistent, okay, you can see that the trend, we're still below the trend right now. It's still pushing down. Again, consolidation. Here's a big body candle at 10 a.m. If I located 50% of that 5-minute candle, we're still below it. We're still below it. We haven't closed or even came up to 50% of that. So it kind of consolidated again, and we kept pushing down. So it is still pushing down. It's still bearish. Gold, the RSI is getting really oversold down here at 25. Okay, so on the lower time frames, on these 5 minutes, but we got to see something. We got to see green 5-minute candles close above previous 5-minute highs. Maybe I want to see it close above that daily point of interest. Maybe I'd like to see it start closing above the low of the day and start building off of this. Okay, so that's gold on the 5 minutes. I will provide you guys with the chart, and then we're going to move on to NASDAQ, and finally we'll get to US30. Okay, so in the Zoom, guys, you have a gold chart trading view. Okay, so are we all good, guys, right now? So what I would be watching is how it consolidates in here and see how it builds. Maybe we might get a potential midday reversal, or again, they're just going to fake us out. It might just come up green a little bit and then they continue pushing it down. Okay, so until we get some good confirmation that the buyers, you might see like green candles, just like this was a green candle, but then didn't follow through and then they dropped it down. Again, you might have a green candle come up, but then they push it back down. So we got to let it accumulate a little more. We got to maybe see it close above some critical higher time frame areas in order to justify breaking out of here, this trend line. Okay, so that is gold. Let's move over to NASDAQ now. NASDAQ is big right now. Okay, so NASDAQ just took a big, this is the daily candle. So NASDAQ now. Okay, so let's shift focus to NASDAQ. What is going on with NASDAQ? Okay, we were pushing, I can see the levels right there. So we have a high up here. Again, let's mark the high. I'm going to go a little bit faster now, guys. Okay, so we're going to mark the high, make it red, bring it into the future. I can see last Wednesday when we came up, lower high. Thursday, inside bar. Friday, they tried lower high. And then here's your huge daily candle, red candle coming down. So look at what they took out. Did they take out this little point down here? Not yet. Okay, Friday, January 10, that low of 20,560. It didn't take it out yet. Okay, so is this in fact going to be the low of the day that they're pinning and they're bringing it right back up? We'll figure out how this candle closes in the next less than 5 hours. Okay, so once I find a red zone, I got to find a green zone. I got to complement it with its opposite. I would be looking right here. Right here. Okay, that zone, bringing it across and holding. Okay, so now I can see how it traded in there, came back up, retested it back up. Today we traded right into it and holding this current position right now. So that is a big green box. Okay, continuing. Is there any other zones or points of interest? Absolutely there is. What about this one right here, where there was this little daily resistance zone? How many days did it get rejected there? These are on the daily. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 5 times, 6 times. It got rejected there. So if I drag that across into the future, you can see we're trading right inside this right now. Okay, so it's still red. Got the red volume in that red box. Is it going to continue to push down, or is it going to flip and then we're going to maybe start to push all of this big red candle back up? Okay, and then there is some points of interest as well. I will be watching this little shoulder right in here where it came up green and then back down. So here I have a point of interest, yellow line right there that I will be watching as a daily point of interest to see 21,625. Right now we're below it, so it's still pushing down. Do we have another point of interest? Like right below this red box. This is a real critical area here. That's where a red candle closed, green candle open green. We've got a lot of wicks right here, a body close right below there, a wick right there, a wick right there. Here you got the bodies closing right here. So this is a point of interest, this area in fact, right below this red box. If it continues to come down red today, comes back and comes down this wick, maybe right there. See where I have a body, a body, a body, and a body? I'm going to place a point of interest line right here. I want to see if the buyers can hold it above 20,945 right here. So if it comes down red, 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 red again this afternoon, I want to see right here if this will hold and come back up. If they cannot hold this position, it'll continue coming down red down that wick. Red, 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 red. Then right here, you've got a body, a body, and a body, and a body. So then my next point of interest will be right here. I want to see at these levels, will it continue to hold? Right there, you see? Body, 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 wick, body, 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 body. This area right here. Okay, so that will be another point of interest. And then if it cannot hold here, then we're trading right back into our green box. Okay, and then inside our green box, there's my two bodies. And it's roughly 50% of my green box. And that's where I see NASDAQ to maybe hold and build. This area, 20,596, 600. Okay, so if we're coming right back up through this red box, maybe the top we watch, if it can break out a little further, right there, there's our bodies, 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 bodies. So I'm just kind of figuring out my scalp zones. I'm figuring out my points of interest. I'm figuring out where if the momentum will flip a direction. But right now, it's a very bearish ignited daily open. So that in fact is our high of the day up there. Normally I look for a wick at the top. There is no wick. So when we open today, that is our purple high of the day. That's it. They opened it and dropped it. So it was an ignited, big, huge bearish candle. Red, red. We took out this point of interest, took out this point of interest. We took out this entire zone right here. That was a demand zone. They took it out. They came all the way down. That's our low of the day, that low wick. And you can see it's slowly picking back up some steam right now. So it's coming right back up. but we'll see how in fact it trades in here. Will it come back down, or will we start to move from 0.86 to the top of the red box, which is 250? So if I get my ruler, guys, just if it flips back up and comes through here, guys, just that zone is 160 pips. Okay, if we just continue to push up against this red box, that's 160 pips. Perfect for scalper or day trader. Okay, so let's move into the hourly now. Okay, now you can see clearly when the big drop started. 6 p.m. Sunday when the markets opened up. It was that DeepSeek Chinese news, that tech news that they released, and there's the dump continuing to push down. Moving into midnight, continuing to push down. London session, continuing push down. They slammed it down 5 a.m. Eastern. That's where we created our low of the day. Then pre-market New York starts around here, 6 a.m. Then it started to retrace back up. Green, green, green. There's Wall Street, green. Okay, so we peeked our head out of there, and then we're coming right back down. So you see how maybe we're going to now consolidate in this red zone. We already came up, we came down, so we're building our neckline now on the hourly. We came up, came back down. Are we going to, in fact, come back up? If we do, we got to be careful of a double top up there. What if they slam it back down and we're coming down as a double top M? They push it back down here, we close below here, and then in fact we're going to continue to be bearish and drop back down in here. Okay, so we are trading in a supply zone currently on the hourly. We can scalp in here, absolutely, if you want. What I do is I got to figure out my hourly points of interest. So what I look at, this last hour from the open to close, 50% of it is right there. If I place a white line at 50% right there, I want to see, in fact, if the buyers can get above here. We just tested it. It came green, 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 tested it right there, and then they're getting pushed down. Can we, in fact, close above here and build off this white line so that we can finish off and get out of this red box? If we break out of this red box, there's our hourly high right there, 21,305. It did pierce its way out of there, right there, white line. So these are my hourly point of interest right there, and this one as well. Okay, and if it continues to push down, close below here, then we might be continuing to trend down, continuing to sell off this afternoon. Okay, so you see it came up there in the first 15 minutes. It's 45 minutes left on this hour. I've got a new 15-minute candle that's opening in 10 seconds, and they're pushing it right back down. Okay, so maybe we don't want to watch the hourly. Maybe we want to go into the 5 minutes. And this is the 5-minute analysis. So you can see it was pushing up from the bottom, 6 a.m. was pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. It was trending up, but we had a break of trend. You see how it was coming up. Okay, you can maybe put it on that wick. You can keep it consistent with the bodies if you like. I'm just going to keep it like this, open it up and show you. Like right there, it kind of broke the trend, 11:20, and came back up. That we broke that hourly white line, came back down. If I ask you guys, do you see any 5-minute volume closing above that white line? The answer should be no. I don't. It came back down, came back up, came down, came back up. So you see now where NASDAQ is consolidating, coiling up in this tight little zone right here. It might continue to trade in here for a little bit. There's no direction currently. We've got buyers who are buying, sellers who are selling. Buyers who are buying, sellers who are selling. Buyers who are buying. So eventually it will have a move. It might, if the buyers accumulate more than the sellers, it might come up here, squeeze through there, back to the top of the red box. If the sellers keep accumulating more than the buyers and keep pushing them down, maybe they close it below here, retest this, and then we're going to shoot back down to test this 5-minute low right there, 20,999.71 cents. It's like a Walmart price right there, a rollback price. If that can't hold, then we're coming down to our yellow daily point of interest. So right here, I like to draw a 5-minute line just right here to show me, there it is at 999. That was the last pullback on the 5 minutes that held, where we got this big bullish candle. That's 930's low, in fact. There's Wall Street's low. Are we going to make our way back down to Wall Street's low? Or, in fact, are we building? Okay, so that's NASDAQ right now. If we're buying, we are still counter trading the overall bearish day. So if you want to draw fibs right now, you can see kind of on the 5 minutes, you can see our low of the, like right here, right now, our low of the day, and up to that hourly. If I grab my Fibonacci tool right now, you guys can do this. From that low of the day, that purple line, bring your Fibonacci tool all the way up to that hourly white line right there, that high wick as of 1040. And then you see, if we keep coming down, there's our 618 right there, 21,056. If we can't hold 618, our 0.5 is right here, right below Wall Street's low. Then we got my daily point of interest. There's your 382, your new daily point of interest, and then your 236. And then you can see, I don't know if you see it right there in the black, but that is the 786. Sorry, let me just make it white so you can see it. Okay, and you see the 786 right there, 21,166. It's resistance, resistance, resistance. Okay, so if you want to add your Fibonacci as well to complement the top-down analysis, you're more than welcome. Okay, so though I plotted it from the bottom right here, from that low of the day at 550, and I just took it to the high up there at 1040. So I'm just now, I plotted against this 5-minute uptrend that was coming up, and I'll see if it can continue to hold. Okay, so that's what we got for NASDAQ right now. Again, it's just consolidating, but might continue pushing down. I got lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Might push down. Are they going to push it down, grab some more liquidity and come back up? Or in fact, is it going to close red down here and we're pushing down further? And keep in mind, there's Wall Street's low right there. This green line is Wall Street's low. Okay. I'll give you guys this chart again, and we're going to move on to, finally we'll get there, Pablino, we'll get to US30. Okay, and then we'll look if it's a buy or a sell. It takes time to do some analysis, guys. Not easy. Because I'm going to keep this analysis for the entire week. I will not be changing this, so I want to set myself up for the entire week. I've got my zones. I just allow the volume to come to me, and I decide what I'm doing at each zone. I can place alerts at the zones wherever I want. So Zoom, you guys have a TradingView link in the chat. It's, you have number one, if you scroll up, there's one of gold. Number two, if you scroll, there is now NASDAQ. Okay, so let's just review what gold is doing. Okay, so gold is still pushing down. It came up, and then they pushed it down. Pushed it down. Again, it came up right to that purple line, and they're pushing it right back down. We've got an inverted hammer candle building right now. It's going to close in 5 seconds. So again, if we're buying against the trend. It's not a good idea to buy yet. I don't see any green volume closing above. If you ask me, prove to me like the buyers are strong right now, they're not. They're not. They keep coming up, and then they get pushed down. They keep coming up, they get pushed down. Keep coming up and pushed down. I need more. I need more confirmation that they're interested. Right? I know it's oversold. I know it is, but that it could still continue to sell off. Okay, so let's see how it develops at this green block right here at the hourly point of interest. Okay, so that's gold. We did NASDAQ. NASDAQ pushing again. Closed, shooting star candle closed near the low, and now we're pushing down. Broke those lows. It might in fact come down a little further, trade into this liquidity right here, or it might start to reverse back into this box. Okay, so I'm going to let NASDAQ continue doing its thing. I would not be looking for buys right now, guys. Okay, that's out of the picture right now. You can clearly see it's still pushing down. We got to wait for it to maybe come down a little lower, maybe to Wall Street's low. Maybe buyers might be pending in there. Just careful, or just watch it. Let's do US30 while gold and US30 we've done. US30 now. Okay, so this is a completely different security from NASDAQ. I want to make that clear. NASDAQ is pretty much 60-70% all tech. Tech is down today. NASDAQ is down today. US30 is a whole mix of everything. You have all type of sectors in here, not just tech. You've got banking, you got finance, you got oil and energy, you got retail consumers, you got industrials, you have whole bunch of stuff. You got your big box stores, your Costco's, your Walmart's, your defense like General Dynamics and Wraith, all of those big names, okay? So this is how it looks on the daily. We're going to start off again on the daily. There was this area right there, that consolidated area, but it is a supply area. If we look back and bring it into the future, you can see it's still red. We're trying to get up there on the Dow, but it's still red. Do we have a clear green box? Absolutely. Right down here. If you don't see this where it held green right there, we all need to go to the eye doctor and get our eyes checked. We need either glasses or contacts or LASIK eye surgery. So I couldn't see this back in the day. I had really bad eyesight. So I went and got LASIK eye surgery so I can see clearly now all of these boxes. So that's not just me knowing price action. That's now my eyes can see. I was blind before. I couldn't see anything. I used to wear contacts. I got sick of wearing contacts, and I couldn't wear glasses. I'm sorry. I looked like a idiot with glasses on. So I went straight to LASIK eye surgery. Now I can see all of these levels, all of these zones clearly. Okay. So in between here, okay, that's like our when we're creating a hamburger, making a hamburger, that's our bun on the top, that's our bun on the bottom. What about all the meat inside? So we got to kind of dissect this area. I see the meat. The meat is right here. Here's the meat. That was a zone. Okay. And then that big green candle that came through here, that was the Donald Trump elections, was green. In fact, green box closed above. We continue with that. Look at how we could have caught this great rejection and this buy setup right there for the next few days. Now let's continue with this box. You see right there how it came green, traded right into here. That would have been a red box. In fact, I would just change the color with this red candle on December 18 that closed below. Continuing with the theme across. Now you can see that green candle that closed above. You can see the retest of it right here. So let's continue with the meat, the green box, bringing it across into the future. So if Dow ever comes back down here, it might be a buying opportunity pending buyers. Bring it back up. If Dow closes below this box, this meat turns red, spoiled meat, bad meat, and then we maybe come down to the bottom of the bun. Okay, so it looks like a hamburger. Oh, my daughter made a thumbnail for me. I just want to show you guys. Where did I put it? Thinking about, I was just thinking about the Krabby Patties. One second, guys. This is all about my daughter. I got to take a second out of here. Where did I put it? I know I put it in gold, but it's too busy in gold. Sorry. Over here, Sniper Education, I think I threw it. Guys, check this out. Look at this. She did this all on her own. SST Education Series. She kind of drew the Stock Sniper logo with the candlesticks. She wrote my gold daily forecast, XAU USD, and she drew gold bars, 1 ounce over here. And she knew, she watches SpongeBob, and this guy, Mr. Krabs, is all about money. So he's holding a gold nugget. He's got some money bags, and she drew that. So yeah, it's so those are gonna be my thumbnails for shit that I post on my Instagram, so on the reels and things like that. But she created all that. I thought she like copy pasted it, but she's really talented at that. So she's gonna be my thumbnail creator. Let's do, okay, so US30, guys. Let's talk about US30 now. Okay, so I love trading US30. One of my favorite securities. Okay, this thing, Dow Jones, Miss Jones. Now we're talking. Okay, I like NASDAQ, I like S&P, I like it, but this, I love it. Okay, look at, we've got a bullish hammer candle on US30 compared to that real bearish candle on NASDAQ. So that's the difference here. You got to know what you're trading. Everyone thinks that these two are 100% correlated. If NASDAQ is red, Dow Jones has to be red. If Dow is red, NASDAQ, no, these are completely opposite. Like, you got to understand. That's why I wanted to get into the stock and option program, to show you exactly what these specific indices are comprised of. Then it might make you understand a little bit more about what you're trading. So this is a completely opposite candle from NASDAQ. Now, there is some interest points right here. I like to see right here, this body, this up stick move right here that came up, and then see the critical volume, the opening and the closing. I'm attracted to the volume. I like to see always when I'm plotting my Fibonacci, when I'm plotting my looking at 50% of candle, I always tell you I look at the critical volume. I don't look at the range. You can if you want. You're not incorrect if you do. It's just my style. I like looking at the bodies. So I figured out that. Now I make it yellow. It is on the daily. So it is a point of interest. So look at now, look at our volume. We are coming right up to that point of interest. This will dictate now, this is going to be a dogfight up here between the buyers and sellers at this yellow line to see, will it come back down a little bit, or will the buyers actually flip and come back? So that's a daily point of interest. Let's just follow how we came up from this uptrend last week, very strong, and then kind of Thursday and Friday we had that inside bar. So Friday they pushed it up a little bit. It came back, closed, red inside. That's what we call an inside bar. If I look relative to these highs, it's a lower high from over here. Okay, that's why I have this as a big red box going across the charts as a supply. Where did we open today? We opened, look, they gapped it up. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. See where we closed on Friday? They gapped it up. That was sorry guys. They gapped it down. I'm sorry guys. I'm reading this wrong. We closed down here. They gapped it down. That was the Sunday gap down. Okay, so you see where we opened? It's almost right near this daily point of interest where I have. So if I want, this is where I can manipulate it, where this yellow line where I had it, now I can just bring it down to the opening price right there. That was just me manipulating it. And look at the opening price, 44,250.0 on the dot. That was the opening price. When we initially opened up, it was red with all of that momentum in the news and everything that was going on. It was a bear market, and we opened and it came red, where we dropped down to our low of the day. So let's just put a purple line at our low of the day. It's right there. We can see it. We can, if we need to write on it, we can definitely write on it. Will we ever get back to the low of the day, or are we diverging away from it? Low of the day. Okay, so we made our low of the day and we found our buyers. They're pushing it all the way right back up to where we opened, and it continued to push with this nice green volume. Another point of interest was the close on Friday right there, that gap down inside bar candle. So I'm going to place a point of interest right there. That was Friday's close, and I want to see roughly if we can continue maybe to push and hold this volume. So I'm going to make that as a yellow point of interest. If we do come back down, if it comes back down red, I'd like to see this area continue to hold and push back up. If I lose this yellow line, then the sellers might have momentum to push it all the way back down to where we opened down here. So we are now trading near the high of the day. Okay, so we did create a wick at some point today. We'll figure it out exactly when we go into the hourly, and more specifically right into the 5 minutes. So that right there, that high wick is technically our high of the day today at 44,560. That is our high of the day. So we're trading right near the high of the day. Right up there. Okay, so we hit our high of the day. We are technically lower than Friday, and we are technically lower than all of this red. So we are coming back up, but we still have some resistance, and we do got some supply behind us. We don't have like clear breakout skies. So what could happen now is maybe they push it down, or it's going to continue to build and we're going to break out of here. So one area that I'm looking to see if we can break is the purple high and get above Friday's wick right there. Okay, I'm just going to draw a small red box just so we know that that is basically Friday's high and what we're trying to break out of. And then we might push out of here. So if we do, then I bring this red box into the past and then see the black chart from here to here. What could potentially happen through here? If you don't know, guys, if there's nothing that you can kind of figure out, where's just always go with 50%. That's my answer to everybody that says, Ron, I don't know where to place anything here. Just get your Fibonacci tool, easy peasy. At the top of that red line, go to the bottom of this red line, and there's your Fibonacci tool. See that 0.5, 44,655? Place a line right at that 0.5. At least that gives you a little place to get started. Okay, so if we come back up green, 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 that's where maybe we might encounter some resistance, and then they push it down, or we break through here. Okay, that is the 50%. You know, in like a football game, if you watch the Bills and the Chiefs game, it was a great game. A football field is 100 yards. Half of the field is 50 yards. So this is kind of like a football field. The entire football field, and there's 50-yard line, half of it. Okay, so that can change the momentum of the football game right at that halfway point. It can change the entire momentum of volume when we get up there. Okay, so that's a good place to just get started if you don't know what to do, if you can't look back to the left of the chart and you don't have much to work with. Okay, so that's a point of interest. If we do break out through there, it's still resistance. We might come through there and then they push it back down. Okay, so it is building again with this green candle from here. For more of my smaller scalp zones, from this yellow line to where the volume is right now, half of it is approximately right here. Okay, so then I can place another yellow line right here, because if it comes back down red, 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 it might not come all the way back down to here. It might stop at 50% right here. So I want to understand that if it comes down to me, that might be an opportunity to keep buying this green volume and coming right back up. Okay, so very, very strong daily candle on US30. We have a massive rejection wick. It was initially very bearish to start the day, but we've recovered, and now we're looking to break through here. So if you're trying to short this, you're shorting all of this green volume. Okay, so let's go into the 1 hour real quick. Look at the 1 hour. Now we can specifically see exactly when it tapped the low of the day was London. London, it came down 3 a.m. It made the low of the day, and then we kind of started to build and reverse. You know, when I'm looking right here, guys, for hourly neckline or points of interest, I hope that you guys understand. I place a white line right here on the hourly. Okay, why? Because I got a body, I have a high of London right there. I got you can see where we closed right there, an opening, push down. This was the first green candle to physically close above that neckline, and we're making a higher low, higher low, higher low off the bottom. So you can see how it is creating the depth of market, and it is ascending like an airplane. It is coming up, up, up. This was the first body at 7 a.m. that closed. So I could have bought off of this white line anywhere around here. I could have bought that where it came down red, 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 anywhere in here. If I bought that, now I got the official retest. I got the confirmation that it closed above. I can see how it's ascending up, and that green candle, you can see how with all of that momentum, filled, then what I would have done is marked 50% of this 9 a.m. Wall Street candle and continued with it. Continued. It pulled back right there. Did it come into 50%? No. Higher low, made a new higher high. Continuing with this. Came down. It's still holding above that body. That's another hourly point of interest. Continuing to push up, close above. Retest. Now we're pushing with this hourly candle. Are we getting overbought? Not yet. Okay, and you can see when we made our low of the day, the hourly, if you use your RSI, dipped down to 17 and a quarter. That is very, very, very oversold. But sometimes you got to let the market bleed out to you and look at the specific time of the day when the market reversed. London. So that's why I always tell you guys, everything happens for a reason during time and sales. They're transactions. If you were patient enough to wait for that London market move, you could have. If you didn't, what about 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m.? If you were patient enough to wait for Wall Street's move, you can see how it recovered in London, how it was building, how it closed at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. you got an inside bar, and then 9 was your blast off. We're continuing to drive with this. Be very, very, look at it. It's a V bottom recovery. That was that huge sell-off. And look at it's just recovering like a trampoline. It just came all the way down, and it's just coming all the way right back up. Here's our high of the day. Here's our red zone. Can we break? And then that was that one yellow line we marked up there. Will it come up there? Will it retrace back down? Will we make this zone green? Will it hold in here? Will we create a new higher high? Will it come for like a double top? Then they bring it back down here, retest that, then we might be retracing back down. Okay, so this is how, in fact, I exactly trade. I follow all of these lines, but I don't trade hourly candles. Sometimes I do, but I'm more focused on these ones, the 5-minute candles. So you can see how the 5 minutes we're trading compared to the hourly. So I always tell guys, 5 minutes are not easy candles to trade. 1 minutes are not easy. Your 15, your 30, your 1 hour, clean up more of this noise. So if you don't feel comfortable trading low time frame candles, do not trade these things. But see the 5-minute resistance right there? Again, I just do what your eyes can see. You can obviously see that that's resistance. And then you see your big 9:30 a.m. candle break. Is that not around 50%? Look at the close. They even closed it exactly 50% towards that resistance. I didn't even have to put a look where 50% is because I already had the prior resistance going into Wall Street. They closed the candle up there and there's 50% and continuing to move, consolidate. Did it break below this yellow daily point of interest to look for a sell? No. It held, wick, continue push up, close above the next daily point of interest, pull back into 50% of this candle at 1020. Did you in fact look at that larger base candle compared to all of these other shit spin top candles? There's a nice full body candle, nice big body of volume. Locate 50% of it, draw it across your chart. You can see the pullback right there at 11 a.m. when we started the call. Held. And continue to close above, retest, we're driving. So it's continuing to drive. We're probably getting over the 5-minute RSI is telling us we are getting overbought right now, but it's still driving. So we need to look for if sellers are going to close it below a critical body in order to push down. I don't even have a top yet. It's just still driving. I don't even see two tops yet. So it's still driving this leg. Maybe we need to see a pullback, but don't just sell one pullback because if you're pulling back, you're buying into support. Then it might come back up, and it might continue breaking out and squeezing. Or in fact, maybe we look for a double top being created near the high of the day, and then it starts to come down, break the neckline, close below there. Then we might have a retracement back down this afternoon, okay? So I would not look to sell yet. We got to wait for more information, okay? So this is... We'll keep an eye on US30 as well. I'll provide you guys the chart. So I'm going to be flip-flopping from these three securities. I'm not going to do like a split screen chart with 2 or 3 of them. It gets too complicated. I have them all up here. So I can go to gold. Okay, so gold came off the bottom right here, the green box. We retraced our way all the way back up where? To that yellow daily point of interest. It got pushed down, again impulse, and then now we have a big red candle coming down. Okay, so now when we look at the pattern of gold, we've got this leg coming down. We had that bottom recovery, and now we're coming right back down. Will it come down to the purple line, hold, make a higher low? Will it come down in the bottom of our green box, make a double bottom? Then we, in fact, know that the second bottom comes in with more volume. Then that might be the move that comes up, breaks the neckline, closes above. Maybe gold might reverse, bearish to bullish this afternoon. Or, in fact, it's just, that's it. They made a lower high right here, and we're going to continue pushing down, and it might continue selling off, okay? It's still, to me, inside this consolidated box, still working in here. Yeah, you could have took a scalp in here from 31 up to there 36. That's a 50 pip scalp. That's unbelievable if you did that. But if you're not in a position, continue wait it out. NASDAQ is still right in this red box, trading choppy. No, again, it's still accumulating. There was a fake break to the downside and then came right back up green, trading inside here. So maybe that was some liquidity grab. And where did it come down to? Right, in fact, here. If you place the line at that resistance on the 5 minutes, right there, see how it came right down to that red line? Right there. Everything adds up perfectly. So I would be, right now, NASDAQ, no position. I would continue to wait. US30, We're trading at the high of the day. We are starting to get rejected, but I don't see a big red candle closing, giving good confirmation to just start a sell right now, because they could continue to push up here. If you're looking to sell, I would start with a small position, a feeler trade. Just get your feet wet if that's what you're looking for. Otherwise, don't be trading. Don't go all in with a sell high leverage, because if they keep just spiking it up, you're in trouble. They're going to squeeze you out of the trade and you're going to make a huge mistake. Okay, so I will just keep flip-flopping in between these three securities. Also, I want to just put NVIDIA on here. I just want to watch what NVIDIA is doing as well, because NVIDIA is kind of causing the markets to drop like this. Okay, so NVIDIA right now, we got it down 16%. It's down almost $23 a share, around this 120 marker. Okay, so our low of the day on NVIDIA was in fact, what do we got? 115, 117. Okay, now we've done three charts. We've done gold, NASDAQ, US30. So everybody should be happy today. We did a little bit of everything. Do you guys have any questions for me about the analysis, about what's going on this week in the markets? Are we all good? If you guys see something developing, let me know. If you guys are watching NASDAQ and you see something happening up here, I'll place an alarm up there for us. Okay, I'll place an alarm down here for us. Okay, so I'll get our charts ready with some alarms, just in case we're looking at something else. Maybe if we break this structure, I'll place an alarm here. And gold, let's see. Again, if it comes back up to this yellow line, I'll have an alarm set up. And then if we trade back down into the green box, maybe down here, I'll have an alarm. Okay, so we're set up with alarms, but if you guys see something, you guys let me know, and then I'll flip over to the chart. What chart would you guys like to focus on mainly? And then we'll keep flip-flopping. But which one would you guys like to be our main chart? Gold, NASDAQ, or US30? It will be, again, I don't know how to do this every time. Someone says NASDAQ, Dow, gold. I don't know. It's just when I say this, I want the one that we could look for a trade together. I don't want to watch a chart that's just trading sideways and consolidating. I want something that's moving with the best volume possible out of the three charts. Not exactly what is your favorite one, because if it's my favorite one, I will obviously pick Dow all the time. But if Dow is not trading properly, then maybe another one. It's okay. How about we just do this? We just keep flip-flopping, and if I hear an alert, we go to the one with the alert. I don't know. But if you guys can like the stream, we do appreciate it, guys. Okay, so you can see gold right now. It traded there. Got an ignited candle. We might be making a little bit of a base here, a higher low, okay? But we're still in this consolidated box. So again, I just observe what's happening. We're still below this trend line. You know, in fact, when we put that trend line all the way from up here, it's starting to build. Like it kind of peeked its head above it, but then it came back down. Might be building to come through here. So let's patiently watch to see what will happen. What do I think about Tesla? Earnings are on Wednesday. We will see what happens with Tesla. I'm not starting a position yet on Tesla until I see what's going on a little bit more, how the markets close today, where Tesla closes compared to the higher time frames. I'll take a peek at the weekly, daily on Tesla. But yeah, I might wait till after earnings to start a position. Mohammed, it's a garbage area right now. Yep. So if we know that it's a garbage area right now, you know the drill. We don't trade shit areas. We wait for more of a premium to sell, or we wait for more of a discount to buy. Okay, so now we got an ignited red candle on Dow pushing down. Okay, I'm on the 5 minutes on all of these charts. So maybe this area, I kind of trap all this volume inside here. Unless you want to trade in here, you're more than welcome. But I kind of want to see what will develop out of here. Okay, will it close? Will the sellers be able to close it below here, and then maybe we push down? Or is it just going to come down, pick up a wick, and go right back up and test this high of the day to continue to break out? Yeah, I understand. We got bearish divergence. The price is making highs and the strength is slowly decreasing. But sometimes if you just follow this indicator, it could get you in trouble too. If you're just selling anytime it's at 70 or above and the market keeps pushing up, you're in big trouble. So Tesla down 2.4% today, Trev. Thank you. Okay, so gold, ignited open coming up, going to close in 2.5 minutes. Okay, so you know when we're looking for a pattern, now we got like a double bottom with a higher low. Okay, there's our neckline. That's what we're trying to break up here. See where it came down? It didn't in fact come down as a double bottom in the screen. It's got a higher low at that purple line. That was that previous low of the day. So I see that they took some liquidity out and they're holding it now with a nice big bullish engulfing candle. So we got this kind of pattern. Can we continue to come up here? Maybe close above this neckline, close above our trend line, and close with some nice green volume here so that we can change the depth of the market. It can populate with more pending orders for buy orders down in here. So there's then a pullback. Maybe we buy the pullback here. And then in fact, with those orders that are getting filled, added, then we can maybe break through this red zone and then maybe start to trade up to where we've got a wick, a wick, a wick, a wick, and maybe test these highs right over here. 27.45 right up to there. Okay, but I need to see some green closing volume above this yellow line. Otherwise it might just come up and then it's a lower high and they push it back down. Okay, and I might have to wait for a trade. There's nothing wrong with waiting. I don't want to force anything. Again, if you were forcing NASDAQ buys, now it's trading back down. So nothing closed above my 1H point of interest, my white line. It did impulsively break, but closed below, they dropped it down. Again, it tapped in there, pushed it down, back down. Came back up, and then they pushed it right back down. So you can see we're still trending down. US30. Okay, now we've got a big red bar. I just got alerted right now. Okay, so this is going to close now in 30 seconds. So this looks like it's our first move to the upside, and then we got a move coming down. So will the next candle open green, come up a little bit, and then get rejected back down? Or are we going to get an ignited bear candle, gap down, and just drop? So let's follow where this candle is going to close. Get ready, guys. So where is it going to close? It's right at the low. Okay, so it's breaking. Here's the close. Okay, so I'm looking at 50% of that candle right there. If it does in fact come up green, we close below there. So it's flashing green a little tiny bit. We have no wick, so if it turns red, it could in fact continue to just trickle down. But let's see if it can flip green a little bit and come back up to give us maybe a sell point up here. Like sell at a premium area as opposed to just selling the bottom. But this thing in fact is different. Okay, it's got no wick, so if it's red, it could in fact continue to just drop down. But kind of just waiting here. The chosen bread, US100 analysis. We did a complete analysis of US30 and NASDAQ and gold. So we are on US30, but I'm not doing another analysis. It would be best, guys, if you join us right at the start of the call, and then you can see how we do things as opposed to coming in late. We post the schedule and the times for you guys ahead of time so that you know what time we start. Okay, and then if you want to double check, like you want to get off the 5 minutes, check your 15 minutes. Okay, so you've got a big, huge 15-minute bearish candle, which will close in 8 minutes. If you're following the 15, you still have a lot of bearish volume in your 15-minute candle. I'm still waiting to see if this thing will retrace back up. Sometimes you take an early sell and then it starts to come back up. So this is the thing that sucks. It's a setup I like to sell. It's a big bearish engulfing candle that engulfed everything. It kind of opened right down here. But sometimes when I lead in early with a sell, then it retraces on me and comes up. Normally I have my stop loss above here, but I'm maybe trying to avoid drawdown, allow it to come up and maybe sell here. Okay, so I made up my mind. I'm going to wait for this candle to close. I have to wait 2.5 minutes no matter what happens. So even if it comes down red, 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 I missed it. Getting alerts all over the place. Gold is still in here. NASDAQ is dropping as well. Okay, so NASDAQ is approaching, that's Wall Street's low right there. That might be an opportunity maybe to look for a buy, a bounce off right here. I'll draw a green box right there. That might be where, if it comes down there, that might be an opportunity to look for a lower time frame buy off of NASDAQ's, or sorry, not NASDAQ, off of Wall Street's low of the day right there. Oh no, it's a nice red candle, guys. If in fact, if I sold this, I would have measured my way down to that yellow line, which is roughly 35 pips down to that yellow line. Okay. I'm not in a sell, but I'm just saying if I did, I would have measured it down to come down there. So I know approximately if it does fill all the way down there, what I would be looking at. Okay. So I'm going to wait for this candle to close. We're getting close to 1 p.m. Eastern. We're only about 6 minutes away. Yeah, Patrick, new hourly candle soon might flip. So that's why I'm not forcing anything. I know that we're going into 1 p.m. So maybe we can catch a trade at 1 p.m. We don't need to force anything right now. This is where they could just drop it, and then it's up to you if you pip and dip out of there because it could be reversing back up in the new hour. Okay, so you see how it dropped. Okay, it came down, but then if you were still in the sell, you're still holding. So that's what I mean. Just I'm waiting for this candle to close out. Will they in fact continue come back down red and close red? Will they flip it? See how it came all the way right back up and it looked like a pin bar candle ready. It flashed green, but as soon as it flashed green, again they started driving it down. So you can see that there's a lot of resistance right here. Sometimes mid-afternoon trading is a little bit different than trading pre-market, trading COMEX, trading Wall Street. Okay, you got to understand that we're trading in the mid-afternoon right now, so it's completely different than any other time in the markets. Okay, so the candle closed red. We opened ignited green. It just flashed green, came up, back down. So maybe it might come down to this daily yellow line, or it might build right here going into 1 p.m. So I'm on the sidelines. I'm just waiting. Bitcoin, again, it retraced up to 102,000 and continuing to come back down. It's under 100,000 right now, 99,400. Good hourly support around 98,000. We'll see if that continues to hold. No, I do not have any open positions right now, John. Nothing as of yet. I'll add the Scalper Pro to see if maybe it can show us anything. So over here, the Scalper Pro had a earlier buy, just that bounce right there. I'll add it on all of our securities. Okay, so it had a sell right here, sell right here. We'll see maybe if it gives us a buy signal in here, and we'll throw it on US30 as well. Okay, so Scalper Pro had that candle right up there at the high of the day to push down right there, but we'll see if we get another one. We'll see how this goes into 1 p.m. I'll get rid of this arrow so I'm not making it confusing. So remember Wall Street's low right there. That was 9:30 a.m.'s low. We're retracing all the way right back down to where it got started during Wall Street. So will it come down in here? Will it, remember what we might have right below Wall Street's low is some liquidity down here. Okay, so in fact, will the market come down, take out Wall Street's low, grab that liquidity, and then reverse? So something like this, where it comes down red, 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 maybe break that green box, come down there, grab that liquidity, and then come back up, use that green box as support, and then maybe start to reverse back up in the new hour. Maybe a possibility. Or just it could come down there and close below there and continue dropping. Okay, so we have to be very careful because it's a very bearish day. Okay, so that's NASDAQ, and Dow is continuing to push down. Let's see what type of reaction we get if we get it here at this daily point of interest. And we're about 90 seconds away from our hourly time frame. So what I like to do too is I like to double check my hourly. On Dow, it's still strong, but we were selling off. There's the wick from that high of the day where it's pushing down, pushing down, pushing down. That's why I want to see where the volume relative to this daily point of interest yellow line, where it will close. Oh, I got an alert on AMD on the daily. Okay, so we got 60 seconds to go into 1 p.m. Holy, there's some good discounts in the markets, guys. Wow. AMD is down 7%. MicroStrategy is down almost 8%. CleanSpark down 15%. Micron down 13%. Uranium Energy down 13%. Nvidia down 17%. Q's 3.5 today. Tech down. Microsoft almost 4%. Google 3%. Amazon 1.4%, Tesla almost 3%, Apple up 3%. The only green security I have was that one that was consolidating for months, and look at where money might be moving. So all of that selling might be moving into Apple. Apple's up 3.3%. The only green security I have on my watch list. Holy shit. Palantir down 7%, SoFi down 12%. Okay, so it's a really red heat map. Okay, so here we go. It's 1 p.m. Eastern, new hourly candle. Okay, so I want to see, will they do anything down in this green box? Maybe if the depth of market holds, maybe we might push up. But again, I don't want to just buy a green candle that just flashes, because sometimes you buy, and then they fake you out and then they push you back down. So let's wait and see where this candle closes. Will it close above that red line? That's NASDAQ US30. Let's go to the 5. Okay, so US30 is approaching this daily yellow line right here. And we've got gold. It made its way back up there, but again, they're pushing it right back down. Okay, so you can see we're not there yet. Let's keep an eye on NASDAQ to see if it can come down here. Oh, and another green security I have on my charts that I asked you guys a couple weeks ago to put and watch in the Chinese markets was Alibaba. Its ticker is BABA, B-A-B-A. It's up 2% right now. So Chinese securities might be green. to do with DeepSeek in their AI and Alibaba. So you can see how there's a shift of liquidity around the world. You know, like US might be selling off right now, and then the Chinese markets might be picking up. Are you guys in any positions in anything? Are you guys in any trades right now? Okay, so gold is still kind of building at this purple line. Okay, that was the previous low of the day. Still building in here, so we'll keep an eye on gold. NASDAQ opened 1 p.m. strong green candle, but again, it's how it closes. Okay, it's coming up, but it's fighting against all of this red candles. Okay, so even if it comes up here, I want to see it where it will close. I'd like to see it minimum close above this red line. Okay, you see how it was resistance, resistance, resistance leading into Wall Street. Wall Street, we had that big green candle, but we've retraced all the way right back down. So I want to see it close green above there and build something. But if it has to come back down right into this green block, I might be looking to buy in here. That's that Wall Street low right in there. So I'm waiting for this bar to close. Also US30, we're trading again right at this daily point of interest right here at the yellow line. Will it start to make its move back up, or are we going to continue to push down through here? Will it close below this yellow line? Will it build something here? Trevor, AMD looks very good for a buy. I would wait. I would wait. I like today. Yeah, if you are looking, it's a fantastic time to buy. Great discount, but I would scale in a little bit. Like if you're looking to buy today, what if it keeps dropping tomorrow? You know, then you can dollar cost average in. So I wouldn't go all in right now. Like I'm licking my chops right now too. There's some unbelievable discounts right now. So if I'm gonna go in, I might start off with a smaller position, test out the water, and then if it moves from today and tomorrow, maybe add on the green volume. But if it continues to dip tomorrow, maybe I could look to add another discount position. Okay, so guys, it's just like when we're going shopping. Same thing. Okay, so we got that nice green candle. 45 seconds to go. It's all about how it closes. I'm on the 5 minutes on all charts. 5 minutes on all charts. Okay, so here's the close. 10 seconds. Will it in fact close above there? This is NASDAQ. It's pushed up there. Still got encountering that resistance. I pushed it down. Got a green volume. Okay, so it opened, ignited. It's looking to come and take out that wick. So we figured one bottom. Okay, so this is kind of the initial V recovery where it came down. We didn't come into that Wall Street low green box. I would like to buy in there. It's coming back up. Will it test the trend line? Will it test that big red resistance? Will it pull back? So this is similar to like gold. Is there an opportunity where we can buy maybe, I know I might have a lot of boxes here for you guys, but will I get an opportunity to buy down here for an official double bottom? And maybe it's a higher low from the Wall Street low down here. Will I get a pullback down to here? I can definitely buy this green candle, but you can see it's still fighting a lot of resistance. It might come up a little bit and go back down. So again, I'm waiting for a pullback. US30 right off of that yellow line. So if you're in a short position, remember when I measured it for you guys? I measured it from the start of that candle. I believe it was what, 35 pips coming down, yeah, to the yellow line, 35, 36 pips. So that's in fact where kind of you can learn how to, you know, if it comes down and hits a target, maybe go to a break even, scale out a little bit of your position. But if you're still holding, hopefully it does continue to break down and drop. So it did come up green, green, green again, and then they're pushing it back down. So if it loses this green head of this volume, this inverted hammer, in fact, it might continue to drop down. So I'm waiting for something to build here on US30. Gold, it looks like it's now consolidating right here. So we are building maybe a bullish flag. It came down, back up, red, green, red, green. Are we going to get that push to continue to drive through here? Let's keep an eye. Gold might be a good buying opportunity very, very soon. Okay, and then you see, guys, that's why I don't like to continue to buy the highs, because if I bought up there, I'm in drawdown now. Now it's a shooting star candle coming down. So that's why I said maybe I can get a, why buy the high when you can maybe buy down here and save yourself some drawdown. It's just sometimes you got to wait for it to come to you, and sometimes the market does not come to you and it keeps moving. If that in fact happens, it happens, guys. You know, you got to just at least sometimes learn to do that. I'd rather wait for the trade to come to me than always buy highs and get caught in drawdown. And if I have to miss a trade, then I miss a trade. That's how it is. Today's market it's a very tricky day in the markets today. Okay, we have 90 more seconds to go. Watch how these things build. Gold. Okay, so let's watch the close of gold. 90 seconds here. Remember our neckline here, this yellow daily point of interest. We broke it right here at 1230, 1235, but we couldn't get any green volume closing above here and pushing down. So we'll see if it can come back up. What do you guys think for gold? Do you guys think a buying opportunity is a good idea, or should we sell this point back down? I like how it's building a little bit. Not 100% convinced on a buy yet until we see something close positive above here. Sell, Shepo. Just continue selling. So maybe it's a pullback and we sell. I would be looking then to sell the red box up here. Allow it to come possibly right there and then maybe sell that point back down. It's tough. It's tough to see. But if I'm looking for a scalp buy, if it makes its way, takes out those highs and comes up there, I always look, if I'm in a buy up to there, might be about 20, 25 pips, and then go to a break even and see if we can break out of there. If not, maybe we can counter that resistance and it comes back down. But it's tough. Trading is not easy, guys. It's a tough business. Okay, so we're still trading inside this box. So it might be an impulse break to the upside. I'm not willing to take an impulse trade. I want confirmations, because if we took an impulse there, the market brought us all the way back down here. Now it's slowly coming back up, recovering, but again, I don't want to just gamble on an impulse. I want to see green body candle close above here. So gold is still in that consolidating phase. NASDAQ, it's building a little bit here, okay? NASDAQ is building, and US30, it's building at this daily point of interest. So that was a big, strong bullish candle that came all the way up. They pushed it back down. We got a spin top right now, exactly where it says this daily point of interest. Right there. Markets stink today. Yeah, I agree with you, Shita. If trading FX was easy, then everyone would be millionaires and billionaires. I agree. It's not easy. It's very, very, very difficult to be a trader. There's so much games it plays with you. Financially, if you're losing money, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, physically, like sitting at a computer desk for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a day. It's not easy. My back is killing me. My eyes are hurting staring at these screens all day. It's not easy, guys. Anyone that says that trading is easy, I can tell you they're full of shit. Straight up, they are full of shit. They maybe tell you it's easy because they want to sell you something. I tell you the truth. Trading is very, very, very difficult. Anyone that asks me and says, Ron, I want to learn how to trade, I say, are you sure? Are you sure you can handle this financially? Are you sure you can handle the emotions, the ups and downs, the psychological swings, the physical, mental, all of this stuff? It's not just about trading. It's can you handle everything that comes alongside with trading? And not too many people, they after I say that, they're like, no, I'll stick with my day job. I don't want to do that. I'm like, I'm just telling you the truth about this business. It's not easy. And for anyone that thinks that they can learn this in a couple weeks, couple months, ask anybody in our group and ask myself. Some of us have been at this for 5, 10, 15, 20 years plus, and we're still learning. Like it's constantly learning. There's so much cycles that we go through. Every 4 years, you get a new president, and different policies. Wall Street goes through all types of stuff. Securities go, new technology. So you got to keep up with everything. Look at today, a new technology out of nowhere, out of China. DeepSeek just came out of nowhere, and Nvidia, the market darling, is dumping. Last time I checked, what was it? 17%. Like, look at this is the market darling right now, and it's taking a beating right now. Nobody wants to lose money, Shepo, any amount. I agree, but it's the nature of this game. You're gonna have to learn how to lose money. It's the nature of this game. Like when you go to work every single day, you work, you clock in, you clock out, you get a paycheck at the end of the week, at the end of 2 weeks, at the end of the month. You get paid regardless, whether you're getting a salary or you're getting paid hourly. You get paid. Every minute extra, if you do overtime, you should be paid extra. In trading, I might be sitting here all week staring at these candles and I don't make any money. So these things can mentally affect you financially, and then it might change the way how you're trading. Looking back here, if I'm sitting here for a week and I haven't taken a trade and I haven't made any money and I got bills to pay, I got rent that's due, I got to go grocery shopping, I got to pay for my cars, I got to pay gas, my kids need books for school and things like that. Like all of these things are circulating through your head on a daily basis. And then that might force to take trades because but you got to understand. That's why you got to learn how to trade before you even consider doing this full time as your day job. I would not recommend that until you have minimum 5 years of experience where you've back tested yourself and you are consistent at making money on a daily or weekly basis, because you don't want that pressure on you while you're trading. Very, very difficult. Kanushabek, would you recommend me to trade with Bookmap or Ninja Trade? Yeah, absolutely. Bookmap is great. Ninja Trader is great. You get that depth of market. You get to look at the deeper analysis. Absolutely. Those are great, great platforms to complement your trading. Absolutely. Bookmap, Trading Ninja Trader, Quant Trader, all of those platforms are fantastic if you can incur the additional costs on those, because they do cost extra money. But absolutely, those can help you with your analysis, more so than we can see here with just a traditional candlestick. Okay, so NASDAQ is building. Dow, oh, it's still just see how the volume is thinning out here at this daily point of interest. So we'll see. Maybe something will happen here, Gold. Gold is building, it's building. I can see every single successive pullback is a higher low, higher low, higher low. But every time it's coming up to the resistance, they're pushing it down, pushing down. See how our volume is now drying up? Also, keep in mind for gold, we have about 15 more minutes than COMEX market is going to close. It's 1:15 p.m. Eastern. COMEX closes at 1:30. There still will be volume to be traded, but just understand that the major exchange for gold will be closing in 15 minutes. So you could see a little bit of volatility going into the close. Okay, so NASDAQ is building, coming up, they're pushing it down. One time, right here, it came up, pushed down. Came up, they pushed it down. Came up again, they pushed it down. Now we're coming up again, strong green candle. Can we get an official close with this nice green body above this wick, above this wick, above this wick? I don't want to see a fourth candle come all the way up and then they push it right back down. Okay, let's see if we can actually get a nice close out of this green body above these 4 wicks here. Okay, and then maybe we can build off of this. US30 looks like it's building a little bit here. Again here, I got a wick, a wick, a wick. Maybe I'm going to see where this 5-minute candle will close relative to these highs. Can this green candle close above this structure? Then maybe I can take a buy off of the next bar, locate where 50% of this is, or off this yellow line. At least it gives me more so confirmation as opposed to just buying a candle that hasn't closed yet and then they push me back down. Okay, so it's a waiting game. Yeah, like here. See how NASDAQ pushed up, pushed up, pushed up, and then again, they're pushing it right back down. Okay, so that's telling us there's a lot of resistance up there. Look at, see how now they flipped the candle to a shooting star. That's what I mean. We have to be very careful buying into that resistance. That's why I always say, let the candle do its job. Wait for the full candle to close in 5 minutes. If you're not letting it do its job, then don't watch 5-minute candles. If you're getting antsy and you want to get in, then look at the 3-minute candle. Look at the 3-minute candles. They're barcoding green, red, green, red, green, red. Even if I was on the 3-minute candles, I wouldn't be trading those. If I was on the singles, the 1 minutes, look at the 1 minutes. They're just coming up, back down, coming up, back down, coming up, back down. Okay, so there's absolutely no confirmations on the lower time frames for anything right now. It's still just trading sideways. But now, see what I mean, guys? Sometimes you got to avoid just buying into resistance until the bar closes. Now look at how the momentum shift in this candle. Now the sellers are in full control. They've absorbed those buyers. They've absorbed those buyers. They've absorbed those buyers. They've absorbed those buyers. And now they might close it right back down to, remember, guys, down here, Wall Street's low right in here. Is it going to come down there? Will it continue to hold here? This is gross price action. Just trading sideways. I'm avoiding that. Gold. It's just playing games in here. Came up, back down. Came up, back down. US30. Same shit. Came back up. I was waiting for that green bar to close above all of this to consider. Now it's back below the daily point of interest and is bearish. Will it close red below here? Maybe we continue shorting this thing. So do you guys see how kind of I just saved myself a trade and I would have been in drawdown? Okay. So again, I'm not willing to just buy because this candle flashes green. But look to the left. You got a high wick, high wick, high wick. Even if this thing is green and full, it's filling up against all that resistance, and then they might push it back down. So I'm not willing to even consider a buy until I see a green candle close after 5 minutes, close above all of these high wicks. I'm sorry, guys. I know some of you guys are saying, will this guy trade? What's going on? But I'm not forcing trades just because I'm on YouTube with you guys. Okay? I don't see anything yet. If I do, it's speculating. Okay, any one of these trades we're speculating. If we take a buy on US30, we're speculating. If we take a buy on NASDAQ, we're speculating. If we take a buy on gold, we're speculating right now. Everything, all 3 securities. If we buy on all 3 securities, we're speculating. So then when I know that I'm speculating, I go in with a smaller lot size, a smaller contract, a smaller size. Because if I go and draw down, it's not going to destroy me this afternoon. I'm not risking my entire account. I'm not risking my entire profits. I'm just small feeler trade, get my feet wet, knowing that I'm not 100% confirmed about the trade, but I kind of want to get my feet wet and test it out. That's a smaller trade. You guys need to learn how to take little smaller feeler trades. Then if it goes against you, no big deal. You can close it out with a very, very minimal loss. Whenever everyone asks me, Ron, what's an appropriate feeler size? That all depends on your account. I don't know what you guys are trading with. Just a small percentage, something that won't financially ruin you. Okay, look at again, green, 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 green. Look at the wick. Again, they slammed it down. How many times can these buyers get? They're tired of buying. They're getting exhausted. You know, if you keep running and then you lose your breath, you go back down. You try to run again, you lose your breath, you go back down. You try one more time, now you're getting cramps, you go, and then they push you down. Then you try one more time, and now you're huffing and puffing and you're on the ground. How many more times can you keep getting up and keep going and running? You're eventually, that's it. You're giving up. So maybe the buyers have had enough. And then it will be easy for one big seller to just come in and just drop the market. Unless this green volume can close above critical area. The markets are sideways right now. Horrible. This is horrible volume. I'm sorry. It just sucks right now. Markets are just sideways. Like right here. If I was to trap all this shit on US30, that's all it is right now. Will it trade in here all day? No. It will maybe eventually build and break its way out here, or continue just to flag down and we drop. Same with NASDAQ. This is disgusting. Gold, same shit. Just build inside this box. Do you guys understand when there's good volume to trade as opposed to this? We got caught up in this session. There's not much we can do. This is what the market is presenting us at this time. Okay, so now we got a little bit of a nice push on US30. Now, can it physically close above here in 1 minute and 15 seconds? Okay. Do I want to buy right now just before the close? No, because what happens if they push it down right near the end? So I'm only 1 more minute, 60 seconds. I can afford to wait 60 seconds. I've already been on the call for 2.5 hours plus. We can wait 1 more minute. So let's see, in fact, where this bar closes. Can we figure out if it closes near the high? About 50% might be right around there currently. I'll adjust this where it closes. Maybe I can buy a pullback wick right off of there. So 30 seconds, last 30 seconds is very, very important on all time frames. It dictates the momentum going into the close. Okay, so far I can see that the sellers are pushing it down. It might not even close above here. I got my phone, it's just giving me alerts of all these securities that are down right now. Palantir, Nvidia, AMD. And I'm like, oh man, there's so much nice opportunities, but the market might keep falling. That's the thing. Okay, so we did close above there. That red line is approximately 50% of that green candle. We are 5 minutes away from a new 30-minute candle at 130. Maybe it might be building something right here. Okay, so we do have a wick and a wick, still have some resistance, but as it's coming down, it's picking up. I was looking to maybe purchase a pullback right into here in the red line. I might get it at 130 if there's a pullback at 130. So again, this is our one leg coming out. So we came down, got our one leg coming out of here. If it in fact comes back down, maybe I want to buy that red line. If it comes back down to the yellow line, that's where I really want to purchase. If it can come down there to that daily point of interest, because now I know at least it did close with some green volume above. So then if it can pull back to me, I want to buy more inside here. Okay, so let's see if the market will come down just like having pending orders in the market, there might be some pending orders waiting in here. So I'm waiting to execute myself with a market execution down in here. Let's just take a peek at NASDAQ. NASDAQ, oh, this is ugly. This is ugly. Came up, back down, came up, back down, came up, back down, came up, back down, came up, and now they're coming right back down. Will we get a second bottom right here? Will this hold, or we're coming down to Wall Street's green box right there? Okay, so NASDAQ is still pushing down. Gold, no buys yet. Nothing happening here at the 2736 area. I think that maybe US30 is maybe the best available out of these three securities right now, but I'm waiting for a pullback in here. So as opposed to buying that high, I would be in drawdown right now. I'm waiting for this red line, but hopefully the yellow line. Deeper discount. Or we just wait till we're 3 minutes away from 130. And then we take a look at our 30-minute candles. Okay, 30, we watch where the 30-minute closes. It's basically a bullish pin bar spin top on the 30. So the last 30 minutes, no direction. Okay, now we got a shooting star candle coming down. So sometimes you just got to be patient to wait for pullback buys. You don't always have to buy the high of a candle. You can wait for the trade to come to you. Sometimes it will come to you naturally, sometimes it won't. I'm not going to say that this strategy works every single time where you're waiting patiently for it to come to you. Okay, and we got 2 minutes to go until we hit 130. And are you guys all aware of all the news this week? There's a lot of news and there's a lot of earnings. Okay, FOMC Wednesday, and then the top tech names are reporting starting Wednesday and Thursday after hours. Thursday you got Apple, Wednesday you got Tesla, Microsoft, Google, I believe, all big names. Okay, so just trade careful this week. And it's also the last week of January. So options will be expiring as well. So put all of these things together. This should be more of a risk week where you're really managing your risk this week. And then fresh new week in February. Then tech earnings have gone by. FOMC has gone by. A new month is here now, February. And then we might get some fresh volume, clean volume to trade, and you don't want to do something crazy this week that you're going to regret, and then February starts with beautiful volume. Okay, so I'm just mentioning that to you guys ahead of time, and then you guys got to plan ahead. Okay, I'm planning ahead too. I'm reducing my trading this week as well. Let this week go by, and then I know there's amazing buys. There's absolute amazing buys, discount buys right now in the stock market. But what happens if we get deeper discounts? You know, like Nvidia's trading down. What if we get Nvidia at $100? You know, so 110 as opposed to 117 right now. What if it keeps dipping? Okay, so we did close. We're at 130 now. We've got some green volume. Okay, spin top. Again, I'm looking for a pullback at that red line, yellow line. Maybe I don't get it. Maybe it starts building off of this right now. You're in a buy, Meldon, on US30? Okay. No, I hear you. I'm not in yet. I was kind of waiting for, anticipating a pullback. It's not there. So the trade might move away from me. So if you already in, perfect. Let's see if we can break this resistance, fill up to about 50% of that red candle right there. But guys, I'm still waiting for a pullback. I'm going to just add an alert right here at the red line. Give me a heads up if it comes there. NASDAQ. Okay, so maybe a double bottom right here on NASDAQ. So it made its way all the way down. That was the one bottom. All of those wicks are a neckline up there. It came back down naturally. Second bottom, 1:30 p.m. might be the start of a double bottom, and we might make our way above those and then start to reverse. So maybe now we get our reversal coming into play. Gold. Gold closed above. Okay, so we came up, closed above. That's confirmation we want. But came right into there. Now it's a ignited candle in with a inverted hammer. So if it can continue to build, maybe gold might be a potential buy. Okay, so if it holds this ignited open, we could fill the wick. I'm gonna go in a buy on gold. Okay, I'm buying right now. I don't know if I'm antsy, but I only have about 30 minutes left on this call. I'm going in a buy on gold. We had official green bar close above. It's an ignited open. It did retrace down a little bit, so I'm buying right now the retracement. I'm placing my stop loss below this wick right here. So I'm below the purple previous low of the day, and I'm going to be below this 5-minute low right here. So I'm placing my stop loss below here, okay, below this wick, this candle at 1240. I'm in a gold buy. Okay, so I'm placing my stop loss below there. I'm looking to cut through the red box, hopefully, and trade maybe up to that red line to cut through all of this resistance if we can get a reversal. If it does pull back, that's why I'm giving it a little bit of a stop loss to maybe pick up some more buyers inside this consolidated zone if it comes back in here, if it needs time to build. Okay, so I am in a gold buy. NASDAQ, very nice candle, second candle, but again, can it close above these wicks? Okay, so it's a big candle. Will they push it back down? Will it in fact close? Maybe we identify where's 50% of this green volume, maybe a pullback buy, or if it's a strong close, maybe closing at a high, maybe an ignited open and drives. US30 probably similar. Shit, US30 is a really nice candle. Fuck. US30 was a nice setup right here. Okay, so sometimes being patient, disciplined, waiting for pullbacks doesn't always happen. In this case, I was waiting to buy this red line. It didn't come back to me, so I can't buy the high now. For you guys that got in, like Meldon, congratulations. You already got out, TP hit. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so congrats. Okay, and then where did gold build a little bit of support? Right here. Okay, so you can see how the volume stayed above here, volume stayed above here, volume stayed above here, volume closed right there and stayed above. So if we can continue to trade above 2,735 and 75 cents, maybe we can continue building a higher low depth of market in here. And continue to consolidate up here, maybe flag. We are fighting against resistance, but maybe gold can continue to cut through here. We'll see. So I'll be monitoring gold. NASDAQ, very nice bounce. But you see how the bounce happened at 130? Okay, so if you're patiently waiting for a new 30-minute candle, sometimes time in sales, always heads up when you're approaching a new hourly candle, a new 30-minute candle. Sometimes the markets shift momentum during those specific times. Okay, so good bounce out of US30. Good bounce so far out of Okay, so we got a scalper pro alert now, buy. So again, now you got to use your technicals. Do you buy now? It just printed, so maybe I got to wait for a pullback. Got to wait for a pullback. And we'll see if gold can maybe start to build in here. I'll draw a green box to show you where I want to see some buyers step in. Right here. I know it's a lot of boxes, but this is where I want to see some buyers step in inside here. Maybe if they can continue to move this back up in here, it could potentially break out of here. Wow. Okay, so US30 making its way back up to the previous high of the day. Okay, so if you are in buys on this, what I would recommend is take your stop loss, go to break even. If you'd like to scale out a little bit of that trade, you most certainly can, but you got to also acknowledge that it could be the second top coming up there. Okay, it came up, created good support here at this yellow line, point of interest on daily, came right back up. Now they're pushing it down. Okay, so you're not always going to just come up and create a new higher high. You got to pay attention to where we're at. That's the high of the day. So are they protecting it? And then maybe it might come back down, might allow us, if we didn't get in a buy here, again, if the market comes down to us, so I still have my alert there, I might be buying the second bottom down in there. Okay, so just because I missed the initial buy doesn't mean that I can't get in. I just got to wait for the market to retrace back down to me. Same with NASDAQ. If I miss this opportunity, it might come back down, or it might come back down to kind of the red line, maybe a buy right there. 50% of this bullish candle. Okay, so can gold build off of this? It came back down. Red, 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 exactly right down to that red line, the bottom of my green box. Now can it continue? Picked up those orders. Will it push green and close strong above here? It's got 2.5 more minutes to go. So it's a hammer candle now. It came through that depth of market, but will it come back up? It's all about how it closes, because easily it could come back down. So can it close strong somewhere above here so that we can force our way out of this supply zone? Okay, and again, things can go up, things can come down. Okay, so Meldon, who got in that US30 buy and scaled out up there, look, they're like pip and dip, because sometimes look at how the market comes all the way right back down to where you entered, and you basically piss away. If you bought in here, that's a nice move, guys. That's 60 pips, 60 in 5-10 minutes. And look at the market, you piss it away, and it comes right back down to you entered. So if someone asks me, Ron, why do you pip and dip? That's exactly why I pip and dip, is for situations like this. Is you got to remember you're buying against the overall trend coming down. You're coming up too close to the high of the day. You see how they just made a lower high of the day? They're protecting this area. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for a pullback buy, but I'm going to wait for this full candle to close. There's 60 seconds to go. It might close back down here and continue pushing down lower. I'm getting alerts everywhere now. US30 coming right down to the red line. That's why I got alerted. What do we got on NASDAQ? NASDAQ, they pinned it, coming right back down. Again, it's just too choppy in here. Gold, let's see if we can get something with gold. I'm in the gold buy. I'm in a tiny bit of drawdown. But do you see how I just created that little bullish flag box? It did, in fact, come down red, 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 but it met our requirements right down there where I had that red line, where there was right there, support, right there, support, right there, support, right there, support, and it's hit our support line, found our buyers, and coming back up. But can we close strong? We've got 15 seconds to go. Okay, so here's the close. It's a nice hammer bullish pin bar candle, closing not right at the high because there's a little bit of a wick. Okay, so they opened it green. Can we in fact push and fill that prior red wick and touch our hourly point of interest? That is still resistance. So I'm in a buy and I'm fighting this resistance. So I know in fact that the market could in fact keep coming back down. Okay, if we fail to break up here, that's why it's a huge red box. It's supply. I'm looking to see if we can cut through here after building this entire uptrend starting from pretty much the beginning of the call, since noon. So 1210 right here. Previous low held at 1240. Again, new low, new higher lows, a new higher low. So if I was to draw a trend line, we are slowly ascending. But remember, today is a big red day. So we're fighting resistance. I want to see if we can get that push through here. Some nice green volume. Okay. So gold is still building. NASDAQ coming right back up. US30, okay. Oh, nice bullish ignited candle. Again, I missed it. So I'll wait for this body to close. See now how we're getting a little bit more momentum in the market, a little bit more volume entering compared to what we had. So there is now some volume in the markets. Let's see if we can get gold breaking this high. Okay, if we can come and fill up to that 5-minute high, that's our hourly point of interest of resistance. If we can, in fact, break through here, hit that white line, maybe push a little higher and close above it, then we'll use our hourly white line as hourly support. Then any pullback here or here, maybe we can build off of it. The new depth of market gets stronger with more hourly buyers coming in the market, and maybe we can push and trade through here. So we got to let this thing develop candle by candle and just continue to watch it. So we have not broke that previous high. We got a lower high pushing back down. So that initial open of that candle with that volume wasn't strong enough to break that high. So sometimes the market needs to come back down, pull back down in order to pick up some more volume, healthy delta green volume, as long as our depth of market is still building and holding in there. Check the Dow. Wow. Okay, so Dow is a big candle again, closing in 2 minutes. What I would be looking for is it going to close above this body, this body. Will it close above here? Again, maybe 50% would be this red line. Maybe it pulls back, buy off here. For you guys that are still in buys, you know, these are big candles, guys. These are 50, 60, 70 pip candles. Okay, so there's a lot of volume now entering the markets. So it's holding this zone now. We can now determine that this is good area of support. Okay, holding. Let's stretch it into the future now that we established a zone. Okay, don't forget that, guys. Even if you're in a trade or not, if you establish a zone, make sure you stretch it into the future. So where we were consolidating there, in fact, now it's turned into a short-term demand zone, and it built at this daily point of interest. Okay, so Dow is building, NASDAQ is looking good, building, but remember, it's still, we're trading against all of this resistance. Okay, this might be like a short pullback, and they could eventually slam it back down, just like they did here, where it was nice and green, they slammed it back down. We came back up green, they slammed it back down. We came up green, they slammed it back down. So we're slowly coming back up green, they could in fact slam it back down, okay, unless we start to continue to close with positive volume above these highs. Okay, let's just take a peek at gold. Sorry, I lost my cursor. Okay, so last 30 seconds. Where will we close on this body? Yeah, good volume entered the markets right now. Could be that end of day push leading into power hour. Maybe there was such a massive drop in the markets. There could be a sympathy rally coming back near the end of the day and close these things with some decent percentage gains. Like everything I'm looking at is pretty much double digits. Like maybe they can close them into single digits. I don't know. Like Nvidia was down 17%. Now it's down 16.5. Can they rally at the end of the day and close it negative 10%, negative 9.5? I don't know if they could, but that would look a little bit more respectable than having big double digit losses. Okay, so with gold, it came up again, lower high, pushed it down, still some green volume. So the buyers are still pulled back, higher low coming up. So same thing what we were doing with all securities is with gold, we need it to trade above this wick and close above those highs so we can continue to build this depth of market, stretch all of this into the future and continue building our depth of market. Okay, so let's see if we get some nice gold volume through here. NASDAQ, okay, so we're trading in our red box, came in, back down, came in, back down, ignited red candle coming down. What I would locate is 50% of that green candle, exactly 50%. Right there. That's about 50%. Can it continue to hold? Will it come down here, get a higher low, flip this candle, and then we continue driving green through here? US30 possibly similar. Okay, like you can see, guys, it closed right at the highest point. Okay, how did this candle not naturally just open up green and take out that wick and drive to the high of the day? Obviously, they're shutting the market down right now. Like they purposely opened it. They gapped it down, red, ignited, bearish, and started to drop it down. So remember this location I said right here where there was this body and this body. You can clearly see that body and that body. See if it continues to hold here. As we came down, it wicked right in there and coming back up. So if it can flip this volume and turn back up green, I think Dow can have an opportunity to break the high of the day. So this will be, again, a battle between the sellers and the buyers, this location right here. And gold is building. Let's see if we can create a new high. Remember what we need? We need to create new higher highs and higher lows. Higher highs and higher lows. If we cannot create any higher highs, then the sellers can still step in the market and push us down. So we've confirmed the bottom. We are making higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. But we need to continue by creating higher highs. We're not there yet. This candle was very, very close. Just a hair away from creating a new higher high. It's because we're right below the hourly resistance. Okay, so let's follow through with this. Two more minutes to go. NASDAQ, can it still hold here? So remember all of these wicks, 1 wick, 2 wicks, 3 wicks, 4 wick, 5 wick, that body. See what I'm looking for structure in the market? You can clearly see that there was some structure right there. That was resistance. Okay, you can see it with your eyes. It was support, support, support. Then it turned to red. Traded green in there, pushed down. Traded green in there, pushed it down. Traded green in there, they pushed it down. Traded green in there, they pushed it down. If I continue with this box going across, with that green candle that closed above, I flip it green. Can now the buyers step in and close it above this green box? Okay, I know I have lots of, I'm going to remove all this. But NASDAQ is just so choppy. Holy shit. Like, it's still, I don't want to say it's tradable. It is, but you really have to watch what they're doing in here. This is too choppy in my opinion. US30, a little bit cleaner. Okay, you got bigger body candles, less wicks. It came down, tested, coming back up. But we'll see. Now we're consolidating right below the high of the day. So can they flip this candle up? It's a hangman candle. They got to flip this entire candle, then maybe push out and test that high of the day and go higher. Otherwise, sellers will push it right back down. Gold, we failed. Okay, so gold came up there. Good volume we had. We came up there, did not pierce that higher high. So it's a lower high, and then the market pushes back down. So we got, as we come down, are we picking up depth of market? Are we picking up delta green volume? Are we picking up more buyers? Today, Tony, is real. It's real today. This is a real tough day in the markets. You know, these are those days I would avoid. Like, these are those days you need to determine. This is a tough, all securities across the board are difficult to trade today. Very difficult. And then, you know, some days are just relatively easy. It's nice trending volume. And then there's these type of days like this. They come. You got to be prepared for these type of days and have a plan how you're trading these. Maybe on a day like this, you lower your risk. You can still absolutely trade, but lower your risk on days like this. Lower the amount of trades you take on days like this, because these are those days that can really frustrate you. These are those days that you can lose a lot in your account, and these are those days that will screw you over from, let's say, tomorrow or the next day. It's better trading volume, and then you've lost everything on a tough day like today, where you didn't need to necessarily take as many trades today. So be selective with the securities you're trading. Be selective with the market you're trading. Be selective with the days you're trading. Be selective with the hours in the day that you're trading. All of those things. No one is forcing us to trade at this time. We don't have to. We can walk away. No one is forcing you to trade any session. If you have the ability to choose what session you can trade, try and trade the best volume possible. This is tough volume across the board. It's too much. Look at all the wicks here, the indecision on NASDAQ. Then we came up green, came back down red, coming back up green. It's consolidating, it's building. Dow was nice, green, came back down red, ignited green bar coming back up, retesting this. Is it holding? Oh. And then this is that wedge formation we have on gold. The market could potentially drop like this. We got this going on. So this, in fact, can be one of these. It came down, back up, came down, back up. We're coming at the top of this pennant. And if we don't break and close with some solid volume up here, they could just continue to drop this thing right back down. Okay. We'll watch this for the next 10-15 more minutes. And then regardless what happens on this call, I'm still in this trade. If we end the call, I'm still in it. There's my stop loss down there. I might, in fact, reduce my stop loss, just depending where these candles close, going into 2 p.m. I'm basically right at a break even right now. It's kind of right where I entered. NASDAQ is choppy. Everything is choppy, not just NASDAQ. Yep, everything. Okay, so look at Dow. Remember here, the body, it held. So we're creating a little bit of support there. Every time it comes down, the buyers are bringing it back up. Coming down, now we got a hammer candle that could potentially break the high of the day going into 2 p.m. Okay, so if you're trading Dow, keep an eye on this high of the day move. And remember what's up there. They could fake you out. Remember, there's some liquidity up there at the high of the day. Okay, there's this. There's some money right up here in this supply zone right above there. So what they could in fact do is take out the high of the day, come there, grab that liquidity, and then bring it right back down, trade it in that red, and then all of a sudden the market drops back down. Okay, so keep an eye on that this afternoon if you're going to continue to trade. This might be a little example for you to understand that there's liquidity up here, and watch and see if they come out and take that liquidity and then move opposite direction. Okay, so keep an eye on that for Dow. Gold is having a difficult time breaking this 27.37 resistance right here, right below this hourly point of interest. And I thank you guys today for joining on today's tough day in the markets. Very, very difficult today. It might be like this throughout the week. Okay, we got a lot going on this week, guys. So prepare yourself for volatility. We got FOMC Wednesday, big tech earnings Wednesday after the close. Thursday pre-market, Thursday after hours Apple reports. So it's going to be a up and down week, sideways. So just please, knowing from now what Monday looks like, trade careful. Lower your risk, lower your leverage right now. Okay. Be responsible with your trading. Be mature with your trading. I'm telling you right now, it's a very going to be a very difficult week to trade. It's the closing week of the month as well, the first month of the new year. There's options that expire this week. Monthlies, weeklies, So just knowing that as well, that creates a lot of volatility with the options closing. They might decay premiums. They might decay all sorts of value on these options. So they might keep it trading sideways this week. And then next month is a new month, new volume. We move away from FOMC, we move away from tech earnings, and then there might be February might be a really nice month to trade. We just gotta tread careful through the last week of January and get through this. Don't blow up any accounts is what I'm trying to say, guys, in English. Okay, don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything you're gonna regret. Okay. I don't know how else to say it. Don't fucking over leverage. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Don't go high leverage on FOMC. Don't go high leverage on earnings. Don't go high leverage and get faked out of the markets. If you think you're buying the bottom, they could just drop it. Like that's what I'm thinking. This could be where I'm in a gold buy. They could just drop this shit right back down. I don't know. I need to see some green volume closing above here. I feel like closing this trade as right now. Like I got this big rally down. It's pulled back, and right here is where they could drop it down. That's why I'm really focusing on this area to see if the buyers will step in. If not, like I can already tell that this trade might be invalid. But it's still kind of building in this little consolidated phase right here. Right here. Kind of above the green zone of demand right here. Can it continue to create these higher lows in here and continue to build in this zone? And we're leading into 2 p.m. now. In 2 minutes. Also, for most securities on your watch list, it could be a new 4-hour candle as well. Okay, so just knowing that we have a new hour, 2 p.m. for some securities is a new 4-hour transition. So there's going to be some new volume. There's going to be some momentum coming into the market. Hopefully for gold, we get some momentum to the upside and can cut through this resistance right here. But we'll figure it out in just a few moments. NASDAQ, okay, so did it close above? See the zone that I did? It's below there. So you see it's acting as resistance again. So it's coming all the way right back down to where it had kind of a double bottom. Will it be a third bottom? But we're going in 2 p.m. They might break it, take some liquidity, and then there's Wall Street's low right there. So keep in mind, if you're trading NASDAQ this current afternoon, make sure to see if they're going to come down in trade where NASDAQ was, or take out that liquidity down there. Keep an eye on that. US30, it's consolidating right at the high of the day. Will it continue to push out of here? Right up here, it's right there. It's just trading sideways leading into 2 p.m. Will it have enough steam to get out of there and create a new high of the day? Or are they going to bring it right back down and just short it back down? Gold, come on. We need it to close with some positive volume above these wicks in the next 30 seconds. Let's see. Okay, so 10 more seconds to go. 2 p.m. You might see candles gap up, gap down because it's hourly volume coming in the market. You might not see just a clean transition. Yeah, see, they gapped it up. Okay, so see where they closed it? They gapped it up. Okay, will they come back down to fill that little gap? I'll show you right now. I'll mark it on my charts. There is a little gap right here, right there, that tiny gap. We got the bullish side of it, but will they come back down to fill that gap? Well, let's watch. Okay, so it did spike up, big green volume. That's that hourly momentum. Came up through here, but you see the high right there, 27.37.867. It's lower than there and lower than there. So in fact, we still, with that nice big heavy green candle, we still haven't created a new high yet. It came down, but we're picking up more. Let's see if we're picking up more green volume and coming back up. Okay, or will they just bring it all the way right back down, then we lose that initial green volume. That's that gap right there. Let's see if it can hold. Okay, so that was a beautiful green candle to open, but we're trading right in that supply. Okay, so it's an inverted hammer candle. If we lose that open, we lose that gap, this is going to turn into a shooting star candle and then in fact come back down to take out these lows. But as we're coming down, the candle is still building good green volume. So let's see if we can continue to build, maybe take out one of these highs, and in fact start to close with green volume above all of these wicks. Okay, so got to kind of follow it bar by bar, candle by candle. Continue to follow it. But do you see how they gapped it up in our favor there? It gapped up, they moved it up, and then tried to take out all of those offers. And we're filling with good volume. Can we get back to the top of this candle? No, as we're coming up, they bring it back down. But thankfully, our depth of market is still filling. That's that volume filling in the candle. But you see the resistance, how tough it is. Every time we come up there, they push it back down. We came up, I'm counting 5 times in my head. We've came up and they're pushing it back down. So how many times can we keep filling before we can take out that high? So you can see how much the battle is here between the buyers and the sellers of gold. So that's why I always determine the closing price of the candle dictates the momentum. Anything can happen within 5 minutes, but the closing will be the final. Like if you watch the Bills game and the Chiefs game, it was a close game right up till the end of the game. So now you see we're filled. We've took out that high. Can we take out this? There. We took out a high. So we've in fact created a new higher high. Okay. So on the shorter time frame, we have created a new higher high. Now we've fulfilled the higher low, higher high obligation. Now it's where will this final green volume close so that we can determine, are we closing near the high? Are we closing near the low? Are we closing in the mid? Can we determine where 50% of this green volume is? How high can we close near that hourly point of interest, that white line up there? So all of these things taken into effect, and now we have 90 seconds to go. So let's follow this. Hit the likes on YouTube, guys, if you want me to stay another 5, 10, 15 more minutes to break this down. Otherwise, I got to go. But if you guys do hit the likes, I'll stay another 5, 10 minutes breaking this down. It's overtime now. Overtime, I need some likes for overtime. That's my payment. I get paid in likes. So I need 2 likes from each of you. Overtime. Not just 1 like, but I need 2. Okay, you see that? That's a nasty rejection. Look at that. Holy shit. Look at, we lost all of our volume. They took out that high and coming all the way right back down. The only thing that's saving us is our base of our body. Remember, they gapped it up and it opened it ignited. Okay, so if we lose this, look at it, we're about to lose it. This candle could in fact flip bearish in a shooting star, and the next bar opens red and we drop. And then you can see, yeah, right there. See how we held green by a flash. I still didn't see it flash red yet. Welcome to trading volatility in the markets. You know, like you see that big green candle, you get excited. I don't get excited. I wait till the candle closes to get excited. Okay, so we held a little bit of that green volume. Now what do? They gap it up, red, ignited, bearish, dropping it. So did it just fill that gap? See the gap? Remember this little neutral box that I see? They filled it, they brought it up, now they're dropping it, okay? But you got to look to the left. I got a wick right here, a wick right here, a wick right here, a wick right here. So in fact, that's holding our depth of market right here. This little green, sorry for all these zones, guys, but I'm just trying to break this down so you guys can see this. See that little green line there? Can we in fact continue to hold this? We are. So it came all the way down. They broke that gap, came down there, grabbed liquidity down here, because even on the 5 minutes we got liquidity. Look at this shit now. Okay, so they grabbed that liquidity down there. That's what we wanted. Come down, grab that money, and let's reverse and let's fucking move this. Let's go. Okay, we got the liquidity now. They came down, they fulfilled the gap in the market, they got the money, they got what they need. Now take this shit and break above this hourly point of interest. If we cannot do it with this candle, then we're going to go back into consolidation, because they got the liquidity now, okay, and it fulfilled the higher lows. Now it just needs to drive. We need to drive and close strong. Otherwise, then we can clearly see how much supply is up here. If we cannot move with this type of candle, then I'm just showing you how much supply is up here. Okay, do you guys understand this? Today is a tough day in the markets. Normally, if this setup happened, we would be flying through here. But today is just a tough day across the board. Let's just look at NASDAQ. Yeah, NASDAQ is shit, complete shit right now. US30, okay, so they did close above there. There was that liquidity. They took it out, but since it's still up there, this big red zone, flip it green for the time being. It's that candle confirmed it closed strong. So now will we build off of this and continue to move all the way up here? Or will it kind of be like a head and shoulder pattern? So right there's the left shoulder, there's the head, they took out the liquidity. Will they close this red candle back down here? Then the green to red box, and then we drop. There's the right shoulder, okay? So like right here, left shoulder, there's the inverted head, they took out the high of the day, they got the liquidity. If it in fact comes back down red, 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 I change that green box to red. It might come back up green, red box, they push it down, that's that right shoulder, and then maybe this afternoon, Dow Jones sells back down, okay? Unless it can continue to build again off of this green zone and continue to drive, then you might look for buys. Gold, oh man, please close strong on this. Come on. Let's see what we get with gold. I don't want it like it's coming through here, wick back down. Come through here, wick back down. Come through here, wick back down. Come in here, wick back down. Come in there, wick back down. But then they came down, they filled the gap, they took the money. Now they got the volume. I don't want to see with all this volume that they push it back down. I'd like to see it close above here, and then maybe we can get a nice ignited push and we have enough momentum to break this hourly resistance, and then maybe we drive. Okay. Gold is it's moving slowly. It is still respecting a little bit of our bottom of our depth of market. It is slowly, but we're not getting that big push we need up here because there's a lot of supply. See, we're trading in a big red box. It's a lot of supply. So there's a lot of absorption going on here. Even though we got a nice green volume coming in here, it's being absorbed by a shit ton of offers. Okay, so again, let's pay attention to the last 30 seconds of this candle. Where and how will it close? We were just trading near the high. They just slammed it back down. We just came back up with some green volume. 25 seconds to go. Again, they're pushing it down. Will we come back up, or are the sellers going to push it down near the close? And then it's like a spin top candle with indecision. So again, we're getting a little bit of nice push with the green volume coming back up. 10 seconds to go in the close. Let's watch how, where, when it will close and figure this out. Pushing, pushing, pushing. Can we close? Okay, so it closed. We're still below that wick. We're below that wick. If I can determine where 50% is of this candle, let's do this right now. Let's not play games. That's about 50%. Right there, of that volume that was left in that closing volume, that's 50%. Will we retrace back down to tag this red line, or are we going to move away from it? So see how we just flashed green, but it did not take out that previous high just by a little bit, just by a few pennies. That's technical. It didn't take out the high. So then we came down red, but it's got a higher low so far. We haven't tagged into 50% yet. So you see how it's this little little doji candle, small candle, it's building. It's got a higher low, it's got a lower high. So it's just kind of like consolidating right in here. And we're trading now in the supply box. Okay, so we got some good green volume. It didn't test 50%. We got a higher low. If it can, there we go. Okay, we got the push. We got. Let's see if we can squeeze now. We want to squeeze all these shorts in here. All of these short sellers that are selling in the supply zone, we want them now to force their stop losses to get triggered up here. We need to drive through here and trigger their stop losses to force them to cover their position. When we're buying and we're in profit, sellers are losing. Okay, so let's see if we can drive through here and get to the top of this red box. Okay, that's target 2739, 2740. But also, we got to go through the motions. We got to get green volume to close above, and then we want our white line, white H, point of interest, to turn from resistance to turn it into support going forward. Then maybe we can build a foundation off of this white line, but it's all to do with how this candle closes. It's early. We still got 3 more minutes to go. Sellers could in fact push us right back down. Okay, so welcome to the game of trading, guys. Bar by bar, this is how it is. You know, but we are still making higher highs, we're still making higher lows. Will in fact hold. If we lose this low, will our next low hold? Okay, it's all about levels. It's all about levels. Guys, does this analysis help you guys a little bit? I'm in the trade, I'm in the money right now, but I'm trying to follow this trade with you guys to make you guys understand. I know it's not a lot of profit. I know it's not big, but the market is making us work today. We're working. Like that is approximately 12, 13 pips. It's not what we're looking for. We're looking for maybe up there 20 and then to drive. Remember, we're looking for to drive through the supply zone. Okay. If we start to drive through here, then I'll take my stop loss and then maybe reduce my risk below the demand box. Eventually, if it keeps driving, I'll get my stop loss to break even. It might be too premature to go to a break even right now because this could easily come back down and then get taken out of the trade. So I'm going to still allow it to develop. Okay, I think it's premature right now to go to a break even. Okay, until we get some, maybe if we can build off this hourly point of interest, this white line. Okay, so let's see how we can build off of this. Now we got about 1 minute left to go. So we've created a new high, but look to the left. Like we're fighting against all of this shit. All of this, the earlier sell this morning, we're fighting against that. So this is where we have to be careful because they could just drop this down easily. It could be just a little bit of a pullback and they could slam this down. So that's why we got to watch where the volume closes. If we can build off of this white line. David, wow, you're up 700 on gold. Congrats, bro. Congratulations, man. Protect that profit as much as you can. You would go to a break even, 100%. Protect that profit and scale out a little bit too. You know, make sure you eat. Make sure you eat. Make sure you eat. Don't close it all out, but a small percentage, guy. That's how we compound and grow our accounts. Okay, we got to eat. Okay, 20 seconds, so let's not stop. The last 30 seconds show the momentum of each individual bar. If we've been doing it on every single bar, why are we stopping? Let's watch. Where will this volume close? How high relative to the high? Are we closing at the high? Is it a new high? Can we determine where 50% is? 50% marker might be exactly my white line here. And that's, yeah, right there. If I was eyeballing where to put a 50% marker, it's right there. That hourly is my 1H point of interest. It was always resistance, but now we got some momentum above it. So this might be 1H support going forward. So now, like if you look at the algorithm, if you look at the depth of market, hourly buyers might be piling in and pending in the market. Because now, if you look at your hourly candle, look at the hourly candle. It's above like 50% of that previous red bar. This hourly candle is going to close in 45 minutes. What happens if we get some hourly momentum in the next 15, 30, 45 minutes, and we keep driving with this momentum through here. Okay, so we got a good push on the hourly, but we got a lot of work to do on the lower time frames, these scalping candles. Okay, so we're respecting it. We're driving. Okay, the top of the red box. This is always a critical area. That's why the size of the red box, we didn't just guess the size of this red box. We did our top-down analysis from the start of the call. Watch the call, rewind it if you have to. Okay, so now we are pushing. We cleared this entire red supply zone. How about if we close green above here and we flip this entire red zone green? This entire area might turn into a green depth of market for us, and we might continue to build off of this. Okay, so wow, we got a good push right now. Took forever to develop, but you know what started it, guys? If you ask me, this. Review this after the call. This candle at 205, this one right here, the liquidity grab. You know, when I tell you there's liquidity on the daily, on the 4 hour, on the 8 hourly, on the 5 minute, on the 1 minute, identify your zones and know where the liquidity is. That's where they came down. Red, red, red. Remember that little gap I showed you when the 2 p.m. candle opened? I said, watch when they come down and they take out the gap. I rewind it, guys. Listen to what I said. Some of you guys, I talk fast and you guys don't listen. But right there, I'm replaying it for you guys. They came down there, they took out the liquidity, and that's what was that trampoline. That's what that launch pad was. And that's why we're driving in profit through the supply area. My man, David, up 1,000 now to be out. Huge. Congratulations, bro. 1K, comma day. Fuck. That's good. Good. On a day like today, you should be super proud of yourself, man. That's unbelievable on a day like today. Now work with that. Get out, relax, have a beer, have a joint, David, and let's continue, take that momentum into tomorrow. But be risk averse. Remember, we have a difficult week ahead. We've got FOMC, all the tech earnings, day by day, guys. You know, take it day by day. I take it candle by candle. I take it candle by candle. That's how I trade. Everyone asks me, Ron, where do you think it's going to move next Friday? I don't know. I'm concentrating on the next candle right now in the next 5 minutes. If you're asking me where we're going to go next Friday, I shouldn't be looking at the 5 minutes. We should be on the weekly and the daily forecast. What are we looking at the 5 minutes for if we're worried where it's going to go next Friday? Okay, so, but look at this shit driving. Now, just with me, guys, if this body closes above here, we're going to flip this entire red box green. But we do have resistance right here. I can see where earlier today, 11:30, when we started the call, it came up, came back down, came up, came back down, came through there, came back down. Red bar had that big drop. So you see, we are retracing all the way. Where do we have resistance? You can see right in here. Look, it was support, 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 resistance, resistance, resistance. That would be a good marker if we can hit. If we can come through there, 27.41.65, that's where I'm going to start to reduce my risk in the trade and start to eat as well, David. So right now, if we mark how much it's moving from where I entered right here, we should be up 30 pips right now, 30. If you're looking to scalp, you guys should know what you're doing right there. Okay, so officially look what I'm doing, guys. I'm reducing my risk in this trade. I'm taking my stop loss and I'm going to break even up 30 pips. So if this trade in fact comes all the way, unfortunately, if it comes all the way back down, red, 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 I'm not risking any of my money in this trade. I can walk away from this trade knowing I have zero capital at risk while I'm in profit. Hopefully all of us can do this right now. I want to teach you guys risk management. We talk always about it on the call, risk management, risk management, risk management, but I want to show you live how we do that. Okay, it's not always about just green candles and buying candles. Right now, if everyone on the call, if you took that trade, take your stop loss. I placed it below here. Okay, and then now with the trade moving into 30 pips of profit, I've reduced my risk. That's it. That's how you can manage your risk. You have no open trade now. None of your capital is at risk. Okay, so we did close, in fact, above there. So what I do now is the red box. I know it's a big box, but I make it green. I'll get rid of this green box down here. This is where I start to clean up the charts. I don't need this red line down here anymore. We've moved away from it. I don't need this red line currently right now. We've moved away from it. This red line, we can move away from it. Now, if we in fact come down red, 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 I'm now looking at 50% of this big green candle. If we can't hold, then what will be our new supporting level? The white line, our 1H point of interest that was resistance. The market might fall all the way back down to see if this will be our support going forward. And in fact, it will be 50% of our green zone. We've moved away from this consolidated zone. We don't need that anymore. We've moved away from that gap. We don't need it anymore. We've moved away from that liquidity right there. We don't need it anymore. So now we got to continue to manage the trade. What's going on? So did you guys in fact figure out where 50% of this big green candle was when it opened, closed? Okay. If you don't know how to just figure it out by eyeballing it, grab your Fibonacci tool quick from the opening price to the closing price right there, and it will tell you exactly all of your levels. Okay. There's my 0.5. Put a line, whatever color you want. I don't give a shit the color of the line. Put a line right there. And once you're done with it, remove your Fibonacci, and now we know where exactly 50% of that volume is. You see how they opened it, ignited. This is not by chance why they did this. They want to come down, maybe retest all of this volume, grab some more pending orders. So they gapped it down, ignited red, came down, red, 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 red. They, in fact, came below 50%, came a little lower, but we're still driving with this bullish volume. Okay, so now we're pushing right back up. See the fair value gap it left, guys? Do you guys see it right now? I'd love to show you this live. See the low and the high of that wick? Here's your fair value gap, your pending order box you can stretch in the future if it ever comes back there. See what I just did there? The low of that red wick, match it with the high of that green wick right there. See that little tiny box right there? Stretch it into the future. That's your gap that's still left behind, that's still pending in the market. If they ever do come back down, that's where your big buyers might be, still pending right in that little box. Okay, so if we in fact flip this entire candle, it's not easy to flip this candle because the market opened it ignited red on purpose. Bearish, came all the way down, and now buyers are still buying this shit all the way right back up. But it's a hanging man candle. This is a very difficult candle to flip. We got to continue to buy into this red volume, flip it. Right now, if it turns into a hammer, we just got a small wick above us. We could potentially pop that wick and drive up to that red line resistance. But you see how the depth of market is still holding? We have not, in fact, violated our depth of market. It's actually looks like it's getting stronger. Guys, does that help, that analysis? Did you understand there how I determined a little fair value gap for the future and drag it into the future? You can tell by those wicks. You can tell what they left behind right there. Right there. They did not tap into here. So, guys, pay attention to that. Learn what that is. Set an alert in there if you have to. That might be a potential another buy, a position buy later on. Okay, look at now. Look at this tiny red. Can we flip it? Watch this, guys. 1 minute to go. Will the momentum flip in our favor in the last 30 seconds? Okay, so you see the red now? It flipped. Okay, it's a hammer candle with a skinny wick. Can we have enough to take out that prior high? Where will this close? Watch, guys. It's a nice hammer. We've made our way all the way right back up. Okay, I'm still at a break even on this trade. I have not scaled out yet. What time is it? I got to remember I got kids to grab at school. So one time I forgot. I got so big into the trade, I completely forgot I had to pick up my kids from school. And then my wife called me and got me in shit, guys. She's like, are you still streaming? I can see you're streaming. You got kids to pick up. I'm like, oh shit, I completely forgot. So guys, please remind me that I got kids. Okay, so look at the close on that, okay? It did not take out that high. We closed with a little bit of green volume. That's a bullish pin bar. Okay, but it's still not a hammer, and we still have not, in fact, created a new high. So the next candle opens up, small pullback, and look at now, 3 times it's tried to take out this high. Look, right here. If I was to draw a red line, see what we're struggling with? 2740.50. So maybe that's it. They've created some supply in the market from the high to the bodies. I draw a red box across, and that now is my short-term supply. This could turn into long-term supply. Maybe if that's it, that's where they're not allowing the market to break above. That's now we've discovered where our resistance is. So you see now how the candle is coming all the way red, 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 red. Again, will it test the top of our green box? Will it test 50% of that big green candle? Or will it break and test that little gap that I have right there showing you guys in there? Okay, and now what's happening is the market now is consolidating right under that red box and the top of the green box. Simple, simple shit. Make it neutral. So now we got to figure out the tug of war. Who's going to win the tug of war? The red team or the green team while it's in here? Can we get a bullish flag in here? Continuing, we have a bullish rally. We got the rally right here. There's our bullish rally. Can we continue to consolidate, catch our breath, get stronger, get more depth of market, get more buyers, and continue with this uptrend breaking through here? Can we get a bullish flag pattern and keep going up higher? Or will the market come back down and test our green box theory down here? Okay, so guys, that's it for me. I got to get out of here. I got to catch my breath, and it's going into 2:30 in the next 3 minutes. Momentum switches every 30 minutes, every hour. Remember, 3 p.m. is power hour. So just trade careful, guys. Hopefully everyone is at a break even no matter what. Maybe you guys did scale out of this a little bit. You don't need to close the entire trade, but maybe you can close out 50%, 60%, 70%. This is how the market, that's all it gave us currently was 30 pips. Maybe we'll continue to build. Maybe we continue driving. However, it could, now that's it, could be supply, and then they push it right back down. Okay, guys? But if you're going to continue trading this afternoon, please be careful. It's a tough day in the markets. NASDAQ is breaking through. Again, NASDAQ similar, driving through the supply area. There's my white point of interest. So just like NASDAQ, same thing at gold. Can we get green volume trading above this white line, building off of it, and still continue to cut through this supply? Similar what we just did on gold, similar with NASDAQ. Wow, Dow. Look at look at Miss Jones. Okay, so it closed, flipped the red to green, held, and continuing to drive. So it just pulled back, curled. Where at our daily point of interest, it started trading real shitty in there, but same thing. Green, red. Look at the bigger boxes. They held, green, pulled back, held, consolidating, bull flag, and driving out here. That's similar. Can we get that maybe on gold? Maybe a bull flag continuing to drive out of here. But guys, I guarantee you learned something on today's call. We've been going for almost 4 hours. Please, if you can hit the likes on the way out, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications. We will be back tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. Eastern. Wednesday, just on the schedule, it shows that we're doing 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and also 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. FOMC. Scratch the 11 to 2 p.m. session. I'll come in just before 1 o'clock. We'll get started at 12:30 and we'll go till 3 o'clock so we can cover the entire FOMC session. Okay, so there's no way I could do 11 to 2 and 1 to 3, and it would be a very, very long session. So we'll have a little bit of break Wednesday morning and we'll be back to cover FOMC, and then Thursday, Friday, we go back to regular 11 a.m. Okay, guys? Navigate around the markets with risk management, guys, please. Okay, it's a tough day in the markets. Who knows what power hour has, but just tread careful. Thank you, guys. Awesome session, guys. Great questions. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about some price action, top-down analysis, and we'll do the same thing tomorrow. Okay, so have fun, guys. Enjoy your Monday, start of the week, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. God bless everyone. Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.